Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tales from the Forgotten Troop.
Leave meeting.
Troop? Did I
Leave.
God, it's gonna be one of those
meeting.
nights. If you're
The ice cream eepisode.
Where I
Tales
just-
from the Forgotten Scoop.
where I just can't talk. I didn't do my vocal exercises.
Twat, 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 twat,
twat. If you're enjoying what we're doing and would like to support the show, there are many ways to do so. We talk about them every week. There are affiliate links where you can buy stuff and give us money. You can give us a coffee. You can buy merch. Pick your favorite method and commit.
Cold hard cash. You can leave us in your will. Make us the
Ooh.
beneficiaries for your life insurance policies.
Yes.
Send us your credit card info.
See, I was
It's
gonna
soul
say
is
please don't
for
die,
sale.
but yeah.
Gift me a house. That'd be
Mhm.
great.
That's
Leave
valid.
property to us.
Yes.
We prefer property.
Actually, yes.
Gold,
If you'd like to live,
silver property.
yes.
Property preferably in the downtown area of a city so that we can put nothing there and tank everything else around it.
Also, I like lakeside property. If you have any of that, we'll take that as well. We also take puppies. If you want to send us puppies,
I will take all the puppies.
As will I. And kittens.
But
I will not take
can-
birds, though.
you can also follow us on
Birds
social
aren't
media,
real.
No.
or join our Discord to keep up with updates about the show and figure out what's going on. We just recently had a casting call open, so if you didn't know about that, like, this is not the universe. This is me, your universe, telling you to follow us on social media and join the Discord so you know about future casting calls.
Otherwise, you'll be sad because
Yeah.
you'll be left behind.
And then we
sucks
have-
for you.
We also have riveting conversations about whether or not Watchdog gets urges to lick people. So
Because he's
Yes.
tall.
He's
Also,
tall.
what else did we talk about that was completely unhinged? Oh, we've had the great debate of whether or not Watchdog has a tail.
We've had that many times.
we've
That is
had that
happening.
several times.
There's
Yo.
a Twitter for it, Watchdog's Tail, on Twitter, so you could
Y'all
follow
have
that
had
as
the
well.
opportunity to confirm that for a long time now, and no one's followed up on
There's
it.
a
Are you
lot
asking
going on.
pants your
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you're
because-
asking us to pants your character.
This is why you should have given him assless chaps, and then it would have been on
we
hold.
tried.
I've wanted
Right,
to.
so many times.
But if you are watching the VOD on YouTube, we do have weekly streams that you can check out and chat with us live, which is always lots of fun. But if you can't do that, just like the video you're watching and subscribe, and throw a comment in there about the answer to our icebreaker question. Our icebreaker.
Yes or no? Are we for it or against it? Wait,
But
what came down today? Michael,
starting
there's
with some
Michael. We
weird
need
answers.
Michael. What's Michael's
What?
answer to everything? We could just burn it all down.
oh my god.
It's true. We could
But
just
now
burn
I'm
it
gonna
down.
stop talking for a little while and hopefully get my whatever in order before we get into
My
the
brain's broken. It's okay. Mine
So-
too.
Let's go around and have everyone introduce themselves and who they are playing. And the question I have for you today is, when your character was a child, or you, if you want to spin it that way, were they ever able to successfully pin something they did wrong on somebody else?
Absolutely not. I'm Jenna and I play Roxy DeMarco, and absolutely not. Was I ever able to pin things on other people? Absolutely. There were so many frame jobs in my toddler years. I can't even tell you. I tried to blame the cat, my stuffed animals. Yes.
Okay.
Was I believed? I'm not really sure. Doesn't matter. I'm cute.
Fair.
I'll go next here. Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Crow, alternatively just Crow, and I'll be playing a Joe Hatathley, aka Watchdog. In regards to me as a person, without delving too far into my own personal trauma, yes, to an extreme degree. To the point that I'm currently partially in counseling to stop doing it.
Pinning things on other people?
Yeah,
You're a blame shifter? No, I take the blame for everybody. I'd be like, it was my fault. It was me.
if it seems like I apologize too much, that is a result of me trying to fight that.
Oh, no, me, I was scapegoat. Number one. Hey, unhealthy family dynamics. Golden child, scapegoat, enabler parent, narcissist.
Stop filling out the list of my family. No, I can't say that. They might watch this. Anyway, in regards to Joe,
He loves you.
I would say no, if only because Joe and his parents have been pretty close, so he wouldn't have felt the need to shift blame. And he was
Also,
also
I feel like Joe didn't really start lying until recently
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, this is a
Now
new
Joe
development.
does, but
He
The
met
lying
those
bit.
pesky lesbians, and now he's lying.
no, it wasn't the lesbians. It was not the
It wasn't
lesbians.
the
Lesbian
lesbians.
polycules, now
Lesbians
the
are
Just-
forcing him to be more honest.
yeah, the
Werewolf-
lesbians got mad at
joining
him.
Timeline of
werewolf
events.
cults?
He started lying before he met the lesbians.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
We'll
the
get him on
line
the
is why
straight
he
and
met
narrow
the
path.
lesbians.
It's the furries that made him lie.
It's the furries.
It actually wasn't even the furries, because I have a specific moment in Joe's backstory that he probably told, maybe not his first lie, but his first big lie that he's managed to maintain still.
Roxy ain't ever been able to tell a effective lie.
Roxy cannot keep a secret.
We know this, and we love you.
Is his main lie his first lie that he doesn't have a tail?
That is, yes, absolutely.
No.
It's the tail shame is what started the lie spiraling, you know?
No, his first lie was shortly before he became a werewolf. And we'll see if it ever
Interesting.
comes up.
You know what? It's September. We forgot to bring that up.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it is
shit.
September.
If you give us money for September, you can become Sylvie sub.
She'll
But
yell
also,
at you.
she might,
Yes.
yeah, she'll yell at you. If you're into the humiliation thing, I'm sure she could do that. But
yeah,
she might
she
also
can.
put, if we get enough
Wait.
subs, I feel like she can put Joe on a leash.
Yes.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Firstly,
Try to stop
secondly,
us. Henry will
are
put
you
him
referring
on
to
a
sub
leash.
as in subscription?
Yes.
Or...
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Okay, I
There's
was
a-
straight
Oh no,
confused.
It's
we
for a
were
whatever,
saying
like-
yes to both of that.
30
Yes.
something
There's
percent
no-
off Twitch subscriptions for the month of September.
30% off. I
Mhm.
think.
30%
Okay.
off.
I was not
Yeah.
aware of that. So
Yes.
I was
But
like,
Hey, I forgot steps you didn't know about it.
I was like,
God.
unless I missed something on the internet at some point, I'm fairly certain that's not one
We
of
did
the months.
some
But
OnlyFans while you weren't looking.
Yeah, I
Sylvie's
think
now gonna put Joe on a leash on the OnlyFans, which makes
I
no
didn't
Got
sign
sense.
about
up
like
for this.
one more week left of September at this point. So you have a whole week. About 2 maybe.
Yeah. No,
Two.
it technically 2
Yeah.
full weeks.
So please give us your money,
Yeah.
and then Sylvie will spank you like the bad person you are.
And if your Twitch is connected to your Discord, you get access to the fancy chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
which
and
we are
you could win stuff or
contemplating.
whatever.
We are contemplating doing some horror movie nights in October, so you should definitely get in on that.
we can all watch The Shining and see how not scary it is.
I want to watch Scream now. Now that we brought it up.
I'm working on my Halloween costume.
Oh, I haven't planned on that yet.
Oh yeah.
I need to work on copies.
I need to order a
He
wig.
can't do anything.
Ooh.
I still need to
I'm
figure out what I'm
intrigued.
doing for that. And hey, for those of you watching at home, tune in around Halloween and you'll get to see me running a game for once.
I'm thinking of going as a pillow princess.
I support this.
Okay. Anyway.
And with all of that segue, I'll go next with Sylvie. Hi, I'm Tess. I play Sylvie, aka Valkyrie. And Sylvie is a fae. She's great at blaming other people for shit and getting away with it.
Blaming people for their crimes for thousands of years.
Yes. Also, I mean, let's look at how she met the group to begin with. She was wearing someone else's face and making out with Cynthia. So it's just getting away with all kinds of
It's
shit.
a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah. So she's been framing people for things for
Speaking of frame
Yes.
jobs, Roxy has ideas.
good.
Will you be able to keep any of those ideas to yourself when the media starts coming and asking?
Maybe.
Well, I don't
Yep,
think
there
that
it
she'll
is.
be involved in those.
Yeah,
things,
she'll
so-
have no idea what exactly happened beyond I gave them an idea.
Once the idea's out in the world, it's no longer her problem.
I didn't tell them to act on it, okay?
I believe this is called an Iago.
It's not my fault. I just suggested it.
Yeah. Totally not to blame.
Never. Just like Elena. I'm Maria. I play Elena, and she probably didn't. My stitch is messed up. My stitch is messed up. Ever really lie about anything as a kid because it didn't. She was an only child.
Well, that's why I didn't say siblings, like just putting
Well,
it
yeah, or
Oh
just
my
like
god, is Roxy the only one here that has a sibling?
Technically,
Joe
no.
does
Joe.
now.
technically
Joe's
right.
got step siblings now.
Oh, no, half siblings, not step.
Cynthia also
Yeah.
has a sister.
Oh, right.
yeah,
Yeah, but you still have only child psychology because there's such a big gap.
yeah. That's like my real life because my brother's so much older than I am.
Yeah.
Sylvie's complicated.
Yeah, but as a kid, I swear my dad always knew when I was lying, so it was
Did-
just
didn't do
easier
it.
to be honest with him or just omit things. Oh, Handy, you figured out the stairs all by yourself. I don't have to go rescue you.
Oh my goodness.
I have to
Progress.
put my plate up now, though, because she's gonna start licking it.
Mhm. That's why she figured out the
Okay.
stairs, you know?
Yes, exactly what she figured out the stairs.
Come here, your bed's over here.
Is that all you had to say on Elena's part?
She just kind of never bothered really, because it's just easier in most circumstances, to be honest.
Now
Roxy
she's had
ha-
a taste of crime.
Is that why she's
Ex-
embracing the crime now?
Yeah. Because everybody's lying now. We might as well get
Yeah.
in on it.
I mean, if Joe can be corrupted, what hope is there for a lesbian polycule?
We'll see. Anyway,
Look what you did. You're a bad example. Bad big
You're
brother
the
Joe.
bad influence.
You're a bad big
Yeah,
bad
out
wolf
of-
influence.
Out of
Hey.
everyone in this team, it's Joe who's the bad
Snoot?
influence.
Void
Yes.
Snoot.
Yes.
Yep.
Void
Totally.
Snoot.
look, you brought an entire werewolf cult to their front door.
You
You
totally did. All I brought
After he
was
got
one
dragged
clone
to the front door.
and one shadow organization. That is all.
Oh, and Rampage sometimes.
Sometimes Rampage too, yeah.
She's got like she's like a revolving door. She's just whatever.
She's very much become the wine aunt of this team. Just like
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
definitely our
Go
cool
throw
wine
a
aunt.
Molotov
Yeah.
cocktail.
All right, so
She
start
definitely is.
start of the
This is a later
session.
problem.
Add a team to the pool. We're up to 15.
We used team last time. That's right.
Yeah,
We did.
Now we need to spend more of it.
yeah, you
We
do.
need to start using our mechanics properly and stuff.
What proper
My
mechanics?
team moves.
on
My
this
team moves.
actual
I-
play.
My
No
notes.
Wait,
previously,
mechanics? We don't do that here.
Previously on
What am I
Jukebox
here for?
Justice, Elena and Roxy found Rampage in the warehouse district and gave her the lowdown on what they were doing about the registry, and basically gave Rampage blanket permission to do illegal shit if she wanted to stop normal.
Green light on the crime
Yeah.
against normal.
Meanwhile,
And or Rook Labs.
Superhero.
meanwhile, Ro took Joe.
She's an
Wow! Oh my
anti-hero.
god. Meanwhile, Joe took other Roxy and Tony to a nice restaurant after causing quite the wine incident. Joe tried.
And not doing it glitter pigeon style, which I feel like was a mistake, but whatever.
Joe tried the code phrase on the other Roxy, which didn't seem to do anything.
Mhm.
Both groups were interrupted by an earthquake downtown and hurried to intervene. However, a new hero seemed to also be on the scene. one with super speed named Senior Supersonic. He saved Henry, who had been involved, which seemed to ruffle Joe's feathers quite a bit. But the group took care of the individual with super strength, who also had a rock-like exterior. Before the cops could get there to see who was responsible, the team had Senior Supersonic take him over to the junkyard. Echo and Valkyrie, doing some damage control, overheard Henry talking to the press about how the registry was a discrimination tactic. We'll see how becoming the face of the media goes for her. And the rest of the team planned on reconvening at the junkyard.
We sure did.
So
I believe we ended off with me going, what in the actual fuck?
Yep.
Yeah. You also offered to get drinks with Senor Speedy
I sure did.
at a point in time.
Yep.
And we did not give him any contact information.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting
Nope.
there thinking after the session. Like, how is he supposed to get in touch with us?
He's very fast. He can check all the bars.
It's
Yeah.
I feel like superpowered
Also,
people
we
kind of
don't-
have a tendency to run into each other.
We
No.
also don't really keep a low profile
No.
Nah,
at
No,
all.
we do not.
not really.
But anyway.
I'm loud and I smash shit. You'll find me. Don't worry.
Anyway, I'd imagine that after making sure the sort of crowd area around the scene of the fight doesn't escalate, Elena and Cynthia would probably head over to the junkyard to join everyone else.
I think it's Sylvie and
It's
Cynthia.
Sylvie. and
Yeah,
Cynthia.
I'm already at the junkyard.
But before that happens, Roxy's going to call them on the communicator and say, hey, I need you to pick up a few things, okay? I've got a list.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's fine.
And she'll be like, Sylvie, we need a stack of cash, lodge bills. We need a suit that would fit John Evans and that looks like his style. And we need a camera.
Cameras would be very expensive in
Rocks.
this day and age.
Yeah.
That's okay. We got a lot of money.
Rox, what are you doing?
Don't
We
worry about it. I got a great idea.
We have
here.
the
We can
rock
fix
guy
all
with
this.
us.
We can fix all this. Don't worry. I got
He's
an
currently
idea.
handcuffed and has ripped pieces of
Sylvie-
shirt acting as a mask.
We'll confirm and go about looking for this stuff.
I've got a list. That's the weirdest shopping list Roxy's ever given to us.
Is Sylvie at all surprised? Does it even register that it is a strange shopping list? No. No, it does not.
I'm sure Echo does, but probably wouldn't. Maybe wouldn't do anything.
Whatever. Fine, Roxy. We'll go.
Sylvie and Echo can go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly also steal a suit from John Evans' household.
Yes.
It's fine. Crime.
This could in no way end horribly for you.
Yeah.
No way, shape, or form. I believe Joe's probably looking at Roxy like, because I just go, what in the actual fuck to the guy? And then I'm like, Sylvie, Cynthia, I need you to pick up some things. Or I think I was like, what? Echo, Valkyrie, I need you to pick up some stuff for us on the way. She comes from a family of criminals.
She doesn't know that though.
Yeah, no, but it's innate, I'm sure. I'm kidding. I don't know.
You just say crime is genetic?
No.
I was gonna say, I feel like that goes against
well,
your nature, Jenna.
we could go into some of the particulars about studies about like antisocial personality disorder and the genes
Anyway.
associated, but I don't want to do that right now.
Not
It's very
that kind
fascinating.
of show.
Okay.
Very
So,
fascinating.
While
If you're a weirdo like me.
Sylvie and Cynthia are dealing with that, what are the rest of you doing?
Shaming this guy in an Italian mother-esque way. Why would you feel like this would be helpful to the cause? Really? Like, what are you gonna give them actual ammunition to like pull this through? You think this is the way to go about this? What's your name?
Why should I tell you?
You just want me to call you Rock, dude? call you hardhead. I'm gonna start making really bad rock puns in a second, so you're gonna want to just give me something to call you.
We didn't turn you over to the police.
Yeah,
Call me Tremor.
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 Herr Rock. Ja, und Herr Schnell. It's not productive when you max chaos in a way to oppose. Yeah, you're angry and we're angry. Aber it's just fuel council person's cause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just reinforces their belief that we're dangerous and we need to be kept track of. Like we're contraband or something. For things that most of us can't help. I don't know about you, but I never asked for powers.
Pretty sure most of us didn't.
Yeah. I
Doesn't
mean, maybe
account
some
for.
people did, but I don't know. I don't know other people's lives. I just know I didn't choose this. So then we're going to be put on this list because now you make us look even more dangerous. That's rude. Do you think about the impact of your actions on the entire community of supers? Did you think at all about how it's going to affect us and how we would feel?
All of our choices impact all of us. Whether you choose to be hero or villain, at the end of the day, it makes all of us look a certain way.
That's especially going to hold true for the next month. Because sure as hell, there's going to be people fighting this. It's been less than a day.
It's
haven't
going to be probably
Been a few hours.
huge uptake in villainy around here. And that is bad. But if you have the option to do good, you should always choose to do good.
Unless doing bad would result in good things.
But it's just little loopholes, but the nuances. You're still
That's
doing
definitely
good.
not one of what you just did. Is definitely not one of those, though.
Yeah,
No,
you were
no,
just
no.
taking out your anger.
You
and
have good
senseless.
heart. You have good heart. But
I understand you're angry. I want to throw shit too.
brain
I go
is
to the
in
junkyard
wrong
and throw
place.
shit though. That's
Yeah.
what we do. You go to the gym. You eat a steak.
What is it with you
And then
and
you might
James and
feel-
steaks?
That is a tried and true way, Watchdog, to calm your temper.
Since when?
Since always. Does Tony ever get in fights? No. Didn't think so.
Because he go to gym and eat steak and
Yeah.
lasagna.
And now he's got big muscles, so.
Yep, just from the gym.
Yeah, just from the gym.
Yep.
Just from the gym.
Gym
Yeah.
and steak, that's all you need. It's a winning combo.
Anyways, dude, rather than doing this, what you gotta do is you gotta unionize all the supers. You know? If we go on strike together,
We would have to can also
Yeah, I'm pretty sure going on
convince
strike would be exactly what they want.
the villains also to go on strike as well, which kind of seems more productive, but
you're right. Maybe what we need to focus on instead is countering the anti-super propaganda, which luckily for you, Tremor, I have a brilliant idea to make this all work out in our favor.
Care to share that idea?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Sylvie shift into John Evans, and then I'm going to have her give this guy, when he shifted into his rock form, a large stack of money while we take a picture of it. And then we're gonna give it to the press.
Rox.
What?
You do realize they could just claim that someone with superpowers was framing John Evans?
No. John Evans created this. Holston paid you to do this. so that he could push forth his anti-super agenda. Make it look like he's staging the danger. Of course, you really can't be caught out in public in your rock form then for a while.
And if you hadn't decided to be a hothead about it, he might have just done that and we could have caught his ass.
Yeah. He probably would have done that eventually. We would have had to put a watch on him. But I got the plants. The plants have been trained now to do some espionage stuff, so they could watch him. We have to pay them for it, but
Don't ask. I still don't know.
even want to know.
It's
Joe's just
easier
like-
sometimes if you just don't ask too many questions.
Point is, what you did today was extremely stupid.
Yeah.
When do we
And we're
just
going to
start
keep-
big brother, big sister superhero organization?
Oh, I like that. Mentoring?
I mean,
Oh.
isn't that kind of what Echo and Hecate have got going on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like a formal program.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk later about that.
Yeah, this is a
Watchdog.
whole different program.
That might be more up some of your people's wheelhouse than Look, man, we're working on the John Evans issues. What you got to
Means that
do is not
you-
be alone in times like these. Okay? Don't you have any super friends that you can like vent to or anything?
Or hell, even somebody who's normal who knows.
Yeah, you really need somebody.
There's not exactly a list of superpowered individual resources out there.
Yeah, well, John Evans is gonna have one soon, so.
For
There's
very
Saint
wrong
Sebastian's.
reasons.
But there's
Yeah,
Saint
that is-
Sebastian's. You could go to them at the very least.
Yeah, well, they're helpful. They're starting to be helpful.
So you don't know any other supers? That must be really lonely.
He looks to the side and it's just like, it's fine.
Is it though?
You're not alone, Herr Tremor. There's lots of people just like us around here.
Yeah, everyday average people.
A lot more than you know, trust me.
Could
Yeah.
be
That's not surprising.
the librarian, maybe, or just I don't know.
The quarterback on a football team.
I feel like Joe gives
Your friendly
Calamity
mechanic,
a little elbow with that one.
It could be a
classmate.
teacher. I mean, I don't know where yours came from, but presumably you could have relatives.
Sometimes it's genetic.
Yeah, not for me though. Mine was tainted hairspray.
Actually, quick question. How old is this guy? Is he like a teenager? Is he like younger adult?
Probably somewhere on the cusp of teenager and young adult.
Okay, but Jenna has to ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot?
Got He's packing some abs.
Rock hard abs, would you say?
Not in his current state.
Well, Tremor, I'll be your friend. But you gotta stop wrecking stuff like senselessly. If you're gonna wreck stuff, make it mean something, okay?
Squints at you and it's didn't you bust 2 buildings today?
I might have broken more buildings than you. That might have happened, yeah. And
I
it
don't
meant
know if that's-
something.
But they are fused
Did it?
together.
It
So now
meant
they're
something.
useless.
Betty Crocker didn't get ruined. and she means something to me. So
Who's Betty Crocker?
that's my motorcycle.
Royce, Royce. Oh gosh, now I'm mixing
We're
up characters
all
from other
doing it.
games. Joe just points over his shoulder at the bike.
That's my gal.
Okay.
I mean, like, also that one's my gal too, but like, and that's like my real gal. That's my bike gal. I need to shut up because I'll make comments now that don't need to be made in the junkyard.
Yeah. I guess we need to figure out what the hell we're gonna do with you now.
Well, we're
Take
gonna
off
let
these
him
cuffs and
go
let me
after
go.
he takes his picture.
Yeah, we'll discuss that once Echo gets here.
What do you mean we'll discuss that? We already discussed it.
We have two as a team. We have to at least wait for Valkyrie and Echo to do everything as well. And we should probably feed him.
Yeah,
You
no,
look
that's a good
hungry.
idea. Don't worry, I got snacks. Walks over to the bike and like lifts up the seat and has trail mix and stuff like that. Are you hungry?
No, I'm
You
fine.
should get a superhero costume too, though, just in case you ever have to go out of your tremor form. Because now we've seen your face. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We're not going to tell anybody, but you know, just for your own privacy, just in case you don't want to be on a list with your name and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have questions about how they think they're going to enforce that, but I'm sure they've got some sort of devious plan. Knowing
They always
John.
have some kind of devious plan.
They always do.
Knowing our luck, they probably have some supers who agree with them.
I imagine in the next coming day we will have big name people paid or coerced to be like, yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You got any peanut butter in that bike?
She just throws a pack of peanut butter crackers at you, like the ones you gave to Tony.
I was
Yep.
really hoping you were just gonna pull out an entire jar of peanut butter.
No, it's actually a Kong, and it's full of peanut butter.
Oh my god.
No, just kidding. Just peanut butter crackers. I didn't have time to make cookies or nothing.
Sure.
We've been real busy.
Yeah.
Anyways, have you all ever thought about getting a superhero team, Tremor? Like, what are your dreams? Where do you think you're going with this super life?
Or just your life, if you don't even want a part in this, despite your current actions.
But you also have powers. You could do really cool, good things.
Even not
just because I
heroing?
have powers means I have to use them in some way.
Oh, absolutely
No.
not. You know, if I wasn't a super, I'd start a demolition company. I'd be so good at it. You'd probably be real good at it too.
Probably.
Yeah.
You don't have to use your powers, but using them for the wrong reason is worse.
To use them for the wrong reason, at least maybe don't impact the entire community. Like, you know.
And innocent people who had no choice in what just happened today.
Yeah. I mean, we get it though. Everybody loses their temper, but you really got to learn how to play the long game. Instead, next time, maybe you take John's car and you put it on top of like a building or something where he can't find it. Or you crush it into a little cube and leave it in his parking space. But then
You
we can't
put
treat-
a mountain where his parking space was, and the car
Ooh.
is on top of the mountain.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like easy living's brilliant.
Pretty sure that just messing with his personal belongings isn't going to change anything.
You know,
He's
that's
got
fair.
enough
We've been
funding.
doing
He'll
that
just
for a
buy
very
another
long time.
car.
That is fair. He really hasn't changed his behavior, and we've been doing that to him for a long time.
Plus, I'm pretty sure he won't correlate the car destruction with the legislation unless you leave a note like, hey, stop being a dickbag and, making...
I think his problem is he always correlates issues that happen to him with supers.
He really kind of
Doesn't help that y'all keep on messing with his life with
Look,
powers.
putting glitter mice in his car is hilarious.
Not really.
He
It's
doesn't
pretty funny.
know
It's pretty
where's
fucking
the
funny.
glitter come from. You can buy glitter anywhere in hobbies, craft stores.
Yeah, it could just be a hobby enthusiast that hates him.
That, yeah. With very, very stubborn glitter.
You know, you're right. We really need to up our game, be more intentional about how we ruin his life.
That is not at all what I'm saying.
What are you saying then? I don't understand.
I'm saying, given the fact that we're all kind of walking on glass right now, he gives like a significant glance to Tremor, maybe we should hold off until we know what our next steps are.
So what you're saying is we trick him into ruining his own life.
Sure.
Okay.
Just something that doesn't get him interested in us specifically. Because everything I'm hearing you
Are you
suggest...
sure though? Like his head would pop like a grape if I just like...
Rox?
I really hate him. I'm sorry. I won't pop his head like
know.
a grape until there's no witnesses and it can't be traced back to us.
No.
You cannot do that.
Okay, I won't pop his head like a grape.
Turns to Tremor. Do not use her as a role model.
If a fake portal opens, though, I'm chucking him in it.
We're not
That's
doing that either.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're telling me not to do anything that impacts the entire community, but a lot of the suggestions you're making would impact the entire community.
You did something very public. Just saying.
Whether or not it's public shouldn't make...
It also
Difference.
endangered lots of people as well.
Yeah, maybe less civilian potential casualties would be better. You're right. I'm angry too, and it's really fun for me to talk about all the nasty things that I would do to him. But first, we really got to come together in like a brain trust and plan this out and do it in a coordinated way. Like, there's other problems that we could probably pit against these other problems and make these John's problems, and then let our problems duke it out like battle royale style. Joe's like, what the fuck?
Tremor just looks at Joe and is just like, is this always how it is between you?
You have no idea. And this is why I'm saying you don't necessarily need to use your powers. Unless
Yeah, you
you're lucky enough like me and they want to use themselves.
What? I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, tell you later.
Does your tail have a mind of its own?
I don't have a tail.
Are you sure?
He takes a step back. Yes.
Roxy, tries to be discreet about it, but she looks.
Nothing is visible,
Nothing
but Joe is
discreet
definitely trying to
about
hide the
Rox.
small of his back.
You're really squirmy for somebody who doesn't have a tail.
This also
Anyways.
help having team, because
Yes.
then you have people to banter with, people who share similar feelings as you, people to debate if they have tail or not.
Yeah.
People who get it.
Yeah.
And even if
We just
they
have
aren't
fun.
supers, they can still be your team as long as they get it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do anything that
You just
power.
need friends that you can like count
Mhm.
on.
Y'all could come out here and just bust up cars. Nobody's gonna care if you come
Yeah.
bust up stuff out here and get
Honestly,
your steam out.
sometimes they prefer you to bust stuff out here.
Actually, it does help them. She just starts like going into a long explanation about why it's helpful to crush like the car frames. Not the motors though. She's very specific.
You can arrange car in like little ring and fight each other.
Oh my god, we could play Jenga with cars.
Yeah, actually we could. I don't think Jenga exists yet.
I don't know. Roxy invents it with cars.
Most dangerous way to invent
serious.
agenda ever.
Sorry.
Jenga was launched in 1986.
Yeah, Jenga doesn't exist yet.
Roxy invents
Younger than I
car
thought.
Jenga.
It's pickup sticks then.
That's even worse with cars.
Pickups.
As you're like going off on
pickups.
all of this, I don't know if Roxy and Elena noticed it, but Joe would probably notice that Tremor is just starting to zone out. Not really paying attention.
So, anyways, what were you
Yeah.
gonna do with your life, buddy?
That's my.
Your
That's
choice.
none of your concern. That's my business.
You're really shifty. I
That's
feel like I
fair.
don't trust you.
We did.
We did just kind of beat the
arrest
piss
him.
out of him.
Yeah, well, some of us more than others, looks at Joe.
Like I said, mind of their own.
Mm.
Are you saying you got panic powers too?
No, definitely not that.
Okay.
But the fact of
Anyways.
the matter is, we need to decide whether or not we can just let you go.
The way you're
If
just
you're
gonna
just
lock
gonna-
me up underground?
I mean, we got to figure something out to do with you. We have options. I don't know if you like all of them, though.
How? This is a quick question. How slender are like the cuffs for these power dampener handcuffs? Like, if we were just to like,
They fit Roxy's wrist, so
but I mean, like, yeah, it's like fitting on the wrist, but is it like a chunky shackle sort of deal, or is
Yes.
it like a slender thing?
They're chunky
Yeah.
and obvious.
yeah.
I think Leah has been able to hide her.
Yeah, because she wears
But-
the long
Ro-
sleeves for
Yeah.
No,
work,
Leah
so
would
it's been-
wear hers on her ankle.
Oh yeah.
She hides hers by doing that.
But was wanting something more discreet, like a bracelet.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
we were kind of trying to figure out how to do.
One of
But
the many
These
things
are
we have on the
definitely
to-do list.
like mechanical looking. They're not meant to be discreet. Like they're not designed as like spy cuffs or to blend in or mask as anything else.
We also don't really want those running around.
Yeah.
I don't think because of normal.
Not now because of norm. Before we were thinking like maybe Saint Sebastian's because they might actually use them to help people, but not anymore. Can't trust anybody.
We have no trust.
Not
None.
against Saint
Everybody's a
Sebastian's.
werewolf.
Everybody's a werewolf. Everybody's a
You didn't
secret
hear
werewolf.
Saint Sebastian is loosely affiliated with werewolves.
Probably through Joe.
Yeah.
we
We
start
just
that
haven't-
rumor.
It's on our long list of things to do that we just haven't gotten around to because everything is falling apart.
all the time.
Fact of the matter is, if you're gonna continue shit like what you just did today, then we need to figure out something.
At least
So-
until we can ameliorate the situation.
So let me ask you.
Do you like
gonna
hot
try
weather
this
chicks
again?
that wear ball gowns? Just out of
What?
curiosity.
I don't think that.
Calamity.
Are you talking about like someone who wears ball gowns in Florida?
No. I just did.
Hot weather chicken
Never
and ball
mind.
gown.
Never
What?
mind. Never mind.
She hot lady who has weather powers.
You know what spam mail is, kid?
Yeah.
When I say spam mail, just ignore the last thing that she said.
Okay.
Really good.
What? Anyways,
So,
we have some life choices to make over here.
are you going to try this again? And Joe will focus in.
Are you trying to pierce them
I
out?
can smell your
Oh,
lies,
yeah,
sir.
absolutely. This is 100% Pierce the Mask. Which I do have -2 to currently. Oh, and my
Ooh,
superior
right.
is -4. This is not going to go well.
Well, can't you
Oops.
only roll
Oh, no,
the
it's
max?
plus
four.
mundane. It's plus mundane,
Oh.
so it's only -1. Okay, that's not terrible.
Okay. I was like, what?
I was gonna say, can't you only have like a maximum of +3 or -3 or +4 -4?
Yeah,
or something?
Maximum of -3 or +4.
Okay.
Mm.
Here we go. Okay. Wait. No. Shoot. All right, so that is a 7. -1 becomes a 6, but the two of you are there.
Roxy's just gonna I don't know.
Thinking.
Make points about why he could be a liar. That's how she can be helpful.
Who last had emotional support cat?
Echo.
I believe that was
Echo.
Yeah.
Oh, then never mind. Emotional support cat can't help.
The ASMR is not there to help. Oh, I could threaten him. I'll tell him that, look, man, we really need to know that you're not going to do this again. Otherwise, we might have to temporarily put you in a Fae portal. And I really can't be responsible for what happens to you there.
Okay.
Alternatively, if you are fine and going to find a good, helpful support system, we just let you go.
Yeah.
Which is much preferable.
We might stalk you a little just to make sure you're behaving, but you know.
No, we would not do that. That is ridiculous.
Sorry.
So
Stalk people.
we'll say Roxy is spending a team
Yeah.
to bring it up to a 7.
Uh-huh.
So Joe can ask 1.
What are you really planning?
Honestly, you're getting the vibe of nothing really. There was not much of a long-term plan here.
Our kind of guy.
Was very
Somebody
much
who
like
doesn't
an
plan
emotional
ahead.
reaction and just kind of wants to go back and live his life and have a better world to exist in that doesn't involve having someone out to get him because of his powers.
I mean, how would they have known that you had powers if you hadn't shifted and thrown stuff all over the place?
No one out there saw my face.
What?
Before I changed, no one out there saw my face.
That's true. But now they're gonna know there's a rock man somewhere.
And
Tell you what. We'll need to get approval from our team leader,
Oh, look at you.
but if you've cooled off and if you agree to get somebody to talk to. You know, a pretty good therapist if you need one. We'll let you
Roxy's
go.
just-
You
So
just
that's on your word that nothing like this happens again.
he just kind of like shrugs, and considering you're like getting approval from team leader, can essentially deduce that you're not talking about anyone present, and will just like make himself comfortable and wait.
Also, are you on board for this whole plan of framing John Evans? I just wanted to make sure that you're fine shifting and taking a large stack of cash so that
Spam
we can
mail.
take a picture. This is this like safe words, Joe? Or a watchdog?
Calamity, come on.
Is this like
No,
safe
like-
words?
I'll start like escorting her away from
Elena's gonna fly up and do a quick check, see if she can see our friends or any not allies, enemies. That's the one. People in SWAT
unmarked
gear,
vans.
unmarked vans, people who look like they might know code words.
Fan mail is the code word.
Yeah, looking around, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. There's some like traffic of cars going by, but it's not like unmarked vans that are circling the
It's not
block or anything.
suspicious.
Yeah, it's not suspicious.
I just imagine as Joe's pulling her away, she's like, just like sibling rivalry, like, get off me. I want to talk to my new friend. Just in the background.
Just trying to do his best.
She's
to-
aggressively making friends.
Fits.
Classic Roxy.
Yep.
So
Eventually, good.
Oh, I was gonna say that like after a while, some time passes, and Cynthia and Sylvie would be able to return. But did you want to do something before that happened?
No, that's all right.
Probably takes a while having to swing by, well, chained into civilian mode, swing by the bank to get cash.
I don't actually know if Echo probably talked Sylvie out of that very quickly in light of knowing Roxy and knowing the. So I would say
About to say, I
Knowing-
feel like Echo
knowing that they're together,
next
I'm
this.
pretty sure Echo would just
Be like, no.
No.
nah.
Okay.
Or let's put a pin in that. We have other things to take care of
Yeah,
first.
Okay.
take their time getting there,
Yeah.
but
Just making sure nothing else is cropping up around town.
yeah.
And I guess probably waiting until most of the big crowd disperse, like at least starts
Yeah,
to
I'm pretty
disperse.
sure we were also keeping an eye on Henry to make sure
Yeah.
Henry didn't get into immense trouble.
The cameras, the news reporters stuck around for a little while, but eventually when they kind of got all their questions answered and got some film, they headed off back to the station. So at that point, a lot of the crowd began to disperse. So you can head over to the junkyard and meet up with the others.
So I'm guessing, well, Sylvie definitely takes the bike back. I think she's definitely debating if she needs to meet up with the others, but she's not necessarily going to leave Echo at this point either. And she did say she was going to meet up with them, and but she does have a plan for later, I would say.
Okay.
But she'll after some talking or being talked down by
Cynthia.
Cynthia, I would say definitely being
Okay.
like, we do not need to escalate right now.
So you can head over to the junkyard where
Yeah.
everyone is waiting. I will say, since we still do not have Cynthia with us,
Mhm.
do we want to do some time shenanigans and come back to the decision making in this
It
scene
might
later?
Can we
Yeah.
just park him at a like safe house or something?
Would he
If
stay?
he's- I was gonna say if he's willing to go and stay.
He is
might not
currently
have a
under
choice.
arrest.
Well,
Citizens arrest.
I mean, there are Cynthia has Echo and Hecate have warehouses around town that have cells in them, so you could like temporarily
We could just park him
put him in a cell.
until Cynthia tells us what we got to do with him.
Mhm.
But Roxy will demand that we get him some food first, like a meal, like a real meal, maybe a shirt. You know,
Probably mentioning that it finally occurs to Joe that he's completely shredded what he was wearing.
I think Sylvie's
you might also need a shirt.
probably looking at both Watchdog and our new friend Tremor and doing some patchwork healing on both of them,
Yeah, you can do that.
as well as anyone else who took. I don't remember who all took damage.
just
But
I think I damaged
Roxy-
other things rather than myself. And if I did
Mhm.
take damage, I heal myself, so it's fine.
yeah. And I don't know how much Joe even took, but
Joe got laid out pretty hard, but for the most part,
so she probably does some basic healing on him just to make sure the bruises don't get huge. I mean, she's still mad at him, but she's not going to let him.
We can't leave
suffer.
marks.
Yeah, it'll be obvious.
They'll start asking questions about how we treat
Yeah.
our werewolves.
But I mean, Trevor is not in good shape from what I remember, so Trevor's gonna get some healing at the very least.
Okay. You could do that. And then get him some clothes and some food and get a change of clothes for Joe. And just take care of all of that. What
You
after
can
that?
ride on the bike with me, and then other people can fly and or run.
Well, you have 2 bikes between you, which would be enough
Yeah.
to get around. So after taking care of all of that, what would you like to do?
I feel like as Joe's getting changed, he shifts back out. And once out of sight of Tremor, he's just got like weird smile on his face as he's just kind of like coming off the high. Despite all the strangeness that happened, he forgot how fun it was to be Watchdog.
Are you within sight of Sylvie when you do this? Does
Yeah.
Sylvie see this smile? I
Yeah,
think
probably
Sylvie
would.
leaves. I think Sylvie leaves to do a very. She's mad, but she's also going to do a very specific thing.
No buddy system. She's just following Sylvie. We have the buddy system for a reason.
Sylvie might even leave the stag. I think she just takes off
Ooh.
and shifts.
Roxy will follow her.
What is Sylvie turning into?
Sylvie's turning into a falcon and taking off.
Ah, fuck. Elena, you gotta go.
okay. She'll take
She's
off.
going where I
after
can't go.
Don't
Go where I can't follow.
Roxy's nemesis.
Can't follow.
The
I
sky.
love you.
Okay.
Leave me. Don't you love me?
All right. Where is Sylvie headed?
Sylvie is going back to the penthouse and going through a portal. there's been a lot of stuff that
Mm.
happened, and
Uh-oh.
she's
Alright.
made a decision. She has to do something about it.
Are you going to?
She's
I feel
gonna
like Elena could probably keep up, but you'd get a head start, so it's more like the distance doesn't increase or decrease. So you would
Yeah.
definitely get inside first and get to the portal. Do you stop to explain anything, or are you going straight into the portal?
Sylvie doesn't want them to follow.
She
So
won't
she-
follow once she goes.
Yeah, Sylvie
If
just
she
goes
sees her go into
straight
her
in.
room, she won't
Yeah.
follow.
You
No,
can only go
Sylvie just
through the
goes
portals.
straight in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
The plants even let you in.
They
Yeah.
would let me into the house. They would probably bar me from the room.
Yeah.
they'd bar you from the portal at the very least.
She
Yeah.
wouldn't enter your room without permission. She'll knock, and obviously you're not going to answer.
Yeah.
Well,
I suppose
like a
Joe-
vampire, Elena needs permission to enter people's
So
bedrooms.
is Elena just gonna hang out at the penthouse / base for the rest of the group?
Yeah, she'll wait for everybody else.
Okay. Are there, because we're probably gonna follow Sylvie first, is there like any scenes in mind that Joe and Roxy had or things they wanted to do?
I think he wants to have a talk with Roxy, doesn't he?
He does.
Okay.
He does.
So
They
we'll...
can do their talk first
Are you sure?
if that feels more in the moment.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'm okay with whatever.
I mean,
I'm
I think
also
because
sure.
Sylvie was taking off and we were initially
Yeah.
following her, we can do that first.
Okay.
So
That works.
you
You
can.
didn't want to leave a
Not a
cliffhanger like you normally do, Charlie?
Nah. I've been
We're
waiting
not
for
that far
this.
into the episode yet.
So Sylvie goes into the portal and you find yourself back in the clearing that you visited a while ago when you went to go snoop in your falcon form. What do you think?
I think Sylvie shifts back into her natural form.
Okay.
And I don't remember, did my contact give me means of getting into contact with them?
Your right hand?
Yeah, my right
In
hand.
The note, they said to meet them in the garden, one that you know about.
I think she's gonna head straight to the garden and see if they're there.
Okay. It's a large garden that is surrounded by a hedge and has a nice iron gate in front of it that is never locked, but the doors are typically kept shut, so you can open the door and it creaks and you walk in. There's a variety of fey flowers and fauna surrounding this place, along with butterflies and other insects. Probably some little pixies flitting around here and there, just taking everything in. And from your experience here, you know that there's different benches and gazebos that you can go and sit at, and often your meeting place is near the central point of the garden is this white gazebo, so you can head there.
I think, yeah, Sylvie will head there and try and center herself, knowing that this might not be an entirely pleasant talk.
There's probably some, I'd imagine some jitters for sure, because back when you still had with your first team, since you and your right hand were closer than others might be, I think this was a common meeting space for the two of you, and
Yeah,
you haven't been back since you defected, essentially.
yeah.
Thank you.
And she also is very conscious of the fact that she didn't hide herself this time coming back either. She kind of beelined without being sneaky at all.
But you can make, it takes several minutes to navigate this garden. Like, even though we're calling it a garden, it is not small.
Yeah.
It's very large, so, and has some winding paths, so it takes a little bit for you to get to the center. But when the gazebo comes in sight, you don't see anyone sitting there, but you can get closer, head up the steps, and sit down. And it's not... You're not left waiting too long before you hear footsteps coming along the path that you had just walked. And turning the corner, coming into sight, is Leo, your right hand.
I think there's a standard greeting / salute that would be used in the hunt, and Sylvie gives it as Leo approaches.
They return it and are dressed down a little bit, not in full hunt gear, but still has like riding boots on and more utilitarian pants and probably a fitted sort of military style jacket. But they'll walk up the steps and sit across from you.
I wasn't entirely sure, despite your letter, that you would be here.
How long have we worked together? You should know I have my ways at this point.
True. But just because you have your ways does not mean you're fully willing to meet with an exile.
If I didn't want to meet, I wouldn't have told you to come here.
And the discussion of a bargain was not what drew you here?
Bargains come and go. Some are more useful than others. I'm mainly intrigued by the fact that you would willingly reach out to me after all this time. Seems you must be desperate.
I found myself in a situation where my own wiles and resources have not been enough, and I'm floundering, as well as finding that some of my trust may have been placed haphazardly in teammates and how reckless they may be. Despite that recklessness of humans, which I've come to realize might be part of their natures, but I still find that I'm strangely fond of them and don't wish them the great harm that could potentially befall them in our situation. We have enemies lining up at around every corner, and I figured an old friend might be, if they still consider themselves a friend, might be of great benefit given your expertise.
I think humans' existence in itself appears reckless to us because they live much shorter lives. They don't have the years they could have, putting into careful decision making and well thought out plans. I am a little surprised that you would still consider me a friend after everything. Unless
It's
the events
hard.
that you've experienced in the other realm have changed you so much.
I've learned that discounting a past together is not a wise decision, and that you and the team shaped me in ways that into what I am today. And despite us being fae and creatures of change, part of that will always remain.
Seems not everything is lost. You did give some insight in your letter, but I'm curious as to what exactly you would have me do in helping your cause.
Right now, we are in great need of information on multiple fronts. And an infiltration specialist or team would be of much use. You have more experience gathering information than my current team. As you also have the means of making yourself more approachable and desirable to humans and potentially other entities, which would endear you to them, make them perhaps more willing to share certain things.
Is the information you're seeking from the hunt or other fae, or is it strictly involving humans?
Some of it involves humans, some of it involves potentially another species that could be of difficulty to the fae in light of some of their practices and their desire for control.
This infiltration would be amongst the same individuals?
Yes.
What timeline are you looking at?
We are working to gather information. I know that the Huntsmaster has an interest in the individuals that could pose a threat to the Fae, and they were not necessarily in the original parameters of my exile and research, so I know very little about them, but I have a few days less than a fortnight before a more elite squad is dispatched, which would unfortunately potentially reveal us their movements of the Fae to those who, as of this point, are not aware of any presence within the city. Individuals that might, on both human and what is basically a wolf hybrid front, that potentially are not aware of us just yet. And the humans could, as much as they are the weaker of the two, could cause long-lasting ramifications should they be able to communicate their findings and potentially even unite multiple factions of themselves against us.
Are you against the Huntsmaster knowing of my involvement in this?
If that is part of your price, I will happily pay it.
Price depends on if I need to be stealthy with the hunt in addition to this group I'm infiltrating, or if you have no objection to information getting back to the lead huntsman.
I prefer if you may communicate some things with the lead huntsman, but there are certain delicate topics that I would like to keep within our group.
So no objections to him knowing where I'm going, but
No,
the
no
entire nature of
objections.
the mission is
The nature of the mission is
delicate.
And information being sent back would be something that I would like to have discussed before anything is relayed. However, I am willing to let the glory and accolades of finding that information be on your shoulders and be to your name, if that satisfies.
An extra reward, but not my price. What I want out of this. In exchange for being involved, I want you to recruit the souls of your human team to the hunt. Not necessarily right away, but upon their deaths.
The hunt will have no part in their deaths, I would hope.
No. They would not be recruited early. They will have the dignity of living out their lives as long as fate allows. So long as there's no artificial tampering to keep them alive longer. But we will not come collecting unnecessarily early. They will not be bound to any duties or requests before their time either.
They will be untouched.
Yes.
If I am the one to do the collecting, I will do trying to think how that she would word this. I will do everything within my power to ensure that they end up in the correct place.
I think you're misunderstanding something, Sylvie. Once a pact is made for souls to be bonded to the hunt, there is no wiggle room for them to not come to us. You may try and usurp it in some way, but you won't be successful.
Just because it hasn't been done in the past does not mean everything is unavailable. As you have said, humans are unpredictable.
Then suppose the best of luck to you. You were once the leader of our team. We were a unit. Until you made some choices that broke that bond. Currently, you've chosen to throw your lot in with another team, a group of humans. And I think you've finally come to understand the importance of the bond between teammates. Even if you usurp this agreement to recruit their souls, you won't be able to bond with any other team the same way. You'll become fractured and detached from the hunt. If that is your goal, so be it. I don't know the exact realm of what such a fate would be, but if you're willing to risk it and find out, it's not my place to stop you.
Since when are the Fae afraid of something new? Change is a part of us. If I fracture because I embrace it, then am I really going against my nature?
Considering your track record, I guess not.
I recognize that I desire to be with them, but if their souls have a different calling, who am I to stand in their way? I will recruit them if I can. I don't want them to leave my side, and I fully realize the fleetingness of mortality. But I've seen so many that have other motivations, other things that bind their souls. How do I know I will not break against it?
I suppose we'll see when the time comes.
We will.
And Leo pulls a jeweled dagger out of their boot and slices their palm and turns the dagger around, hilt towards you to take it.
Sylvie does.
And once you slice your palm, they say, I will gather information and infiltrate this enemy group of yours. And you, well, do everything in your power to recruit your team's souls to the hunt upon their deaths. No sooner than what would naturally occur according to the fates.
I give my word.
And unto your word we're bonded. And they will hold out your hand. And they'll hold out their hand and clasp yours.
Yeah.
And you feel the blood bond settle into place.
Sylvie, I think, is already trying to figure out, or mentally, oh shit, they're gonna get in so much trouble doing this, but she will look at Leo and say, are you aware of where you will find me, or are you coming through with me? Or
I have some things to settle before I go. Would you like me to move through your portal, or should I have one of my own?
I think she'll give the address of the Mexican restaurant that we own and she'll say, this is probably a better location. I don't know how well reactions will be if something larger than a cat walks through that portal.
And where shall we reconvene?
Public ground, a neutral turf. A place to get non-tainted food. No fairy deals or anything of the like on it.
So, sorry.
I guess reconvene. I guess I was making an assumption after that.
After they go through the portal, because you're going back first.
Yeah.
So after Leo
Yeah.
comes to the human realm,
Yeah.
they are wanting to know where the two of you are going to meet for future planning. Because you've given them some information, but they don't know where they're going.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking reconvene as in where am I coming through kind of thing.
No.
Sorry. That was me misinterpreting.
Has the location of where to put their portal, but after that, where should they go?
I think Sylvie will give trying to think where she would. She'll probably give the junkyard or the just because that's where our
Your
unofficial
typical
official
meetings take place.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our semi-neutral ground.
Okay.
I don't know how much Leo's going to like being surrounded by iron, but it's fine.
I mean, you survive.
Yeah, it hasn't affected Sylvie. I got shoved into one of the cars at one point, so I think we're okay.
Okay. And then after you get done explaining that, Leo will sheath their dagger once again. And get up and start to exit the garden. Unless you have something else you would like to say.
I think Sylvie will. I don't know if she says it loud, barely loud enough for Leo to hear, but does say, I appreciate this.
I think
And-
you just... Sorry, go ahead.
I would say she doesn't make a move to stop them or let them leave, or stop them from leaving, but she does say it.
You probably hear a sound of sort of like curious acknowledgement, but they don't comment on it right now.
And I think Sylvie does draw some of the plant energy to heal the scar or the cut, but she doesn't heal it to the point that it doesn't scar.
Okay.
So it's there as a reminder.
All right. Meanwhile, Joe and Roxy.
Before we
Clear,
get to
did our
that,
soul get sold to the Fae?
literally just sold our souls to the Fae.
Sylvie's gonna do everything in her power not to give your souls to the Fae, but
Good luck.
Roxy's gonna
Yeah.
have some questions about this whole unnatural thing, because if she heals naturally, that means that she'll not age past her prime.
see, Sylvie it's like, you know what? I have a feeling that like pretty much all of my friends have some means of circumnavigating death, but
I'm sorry,
And
huh?
we live forever.
but she also just in
Leo
some
did
ways doesn't
stipulate
want
that artificial means of extending life would be frowned upon, so
What about magical? Does that
I
count
was
as
about to say
artificial?
Have fun.
it depends on how you define artificial. 'Cause
What about the
Sylvie-
hairspray?
Sylvie sees artificial as man-made. But
That's
superpowers
you
are
really just
supernatural. It's
laid
fine.
one hell of a mine under this campaign right there.
depends on who comes calling.
Sorry, I already
Oof.
sold our souls to Valhalla. My bad.
Have fun with that one.
The Fae and the Amazons can fight
Been
it out.
sitting on that for a hot minute.
Yep.
Ugh.
But I do think
Joe is gonna be so mad.
When I thought about
Joe's
it-
going to be furious.
When I thought about what
beyond
they would want, I was like,
words.
this is juicy.
Fae cult.
That-
and you were yelling at me.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Where
Oh,
Oh, Sylvie and Joe are like gonna
Not-
have a rivalry forever.
But first,
Yeah.
Joe and Roxy.
yes. Okay, so
Relationship
winding back
advice.
time.
Pretend like you
this-
don't know your soul was just sold to the Fae.
Yeah, I'm trying to like detach from that.
You don't feel any different.
Okay, so rewinding.
But a little
to-
flower grows out of your tail.
No.
Mm,
It's that, gosh, what was it? I think it was
You feel chaos in your bones.
Super Paper Mario, where there's this whole level about little like sprout plants just brainwashing people. that happens.
Hi,
You just get a
kitty.
little sprout out of the top of your head.
No.
You're the neediest void kitty in the
Anyway,
world, aren't you?
relationship
You're the
advice.
neediest void kitty.
Please proceed.
So, as Elena and Sylvie go flying off, Joe just sort of looks confused after him. And as Roxy comes back, he's just like, "What's that about?"
I don't even know. She just left. What'd you do?
I got changed.
Did she see a tail? Was that what happened?
I don't. Have
Was
a
it
tail.
traumatizing for her to see a tail? Did
I
you
do
shave
not-
it into like one of those little puffy like the poodles? Like,
No, it's not.
Is
even...
that why? Is that why she was? Is that why she was mad?
Let's just stop talking about the tail.
You remember when I made you give me the sex talk? Sorry. All right, serious. You wanted to talk about something.
Yeah. I've been thinking about what you said.
About? Was it about the Fae portal or the squishing that had like the grape?
Not wanting to ambush Henry.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I have good ideas.
Sometimes.
Be nice. You know I can beat you up.
I was thinking of trying to write her a letter
Okay.
and just leaving it in her dorm. Would that be too much of an ambush?
Okay, so that really depends, okay? Because, like, if you leave it on her, like, pillow with, like, a sketched out drawing of her while she's sleeping, that would be creepy. Don't do that.
No, it would just be a letter. Well,
But were
letter
you
and a
in her
ring.
room without her permission, touching her stuff, sniffing her sheets and stuff? Like, whatever werewolves do when they miss somebody?
Don't think I'd do that.
Do you think you could stop yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. You have more faith in you than I do. I feel like you miss her and you would want to smell her pillow and stuff. And that would be a little creepy, not gonna lie.
Joe doesn't really say anything in response to that.
Yeah. I think you miss her. Anyways, I mean, like, even normal people, like, when they miss somebody, they kind of like want to smell their scent. But you probably shouldn't go into his space without her permission. If you slip it under her door, it's probably fine.
Oh, the letter, that's gonna be easy enough. This, though, and Joe will pull out the ring box. I don't think this is gonna fit under a door.
Bruh, what the fuck? Why are you proposing to her when she?
No.
This
Hang
is not
on,
a good
hang
plan,
on.
sir.
No,
I feel like
Rox.
we need to back this.
Shit,
Oh.
Rox, no. Joe, like, double checks that there's, like, no one in the immediate vicinity.
Nah, man.
Damn
Just
it.
Reyes in the corner going, yeah, that is dumb.
Reyes, what?
He's not here.
That's him in the
Rox.
corner.
Can you just, for once, keep a secret? Please?
I'm sure as hell not telling Henry that you're gonna propose. Fuck that.
I'm not proposing. And Joe will open the box, and inside is a fairly simple silver ring.
Just silver? No diamond?
Just silver. No gems on it, barely even anything. There is a faint bit of engraving on the inside, though.
Joe, with that flashy ass car, you couldn't even get her a rock?
This isn't to propose with. This is to keep her safe.
Then put it in the envelope, brah. Slip under the door. In the envelope.
How about the box?
You don't need the box. She doesn't need the box.
I guess not. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Just don't invade his space. I feel like you really gotta respect the boundaries right now that she's putting up for you, because if you infringe on the boundaries, you're gonna, I mean, so do you understand why she's mad? Let's start there. Do you understand why she's mad at you?
I think so. I mean,
Okay, tell me why she's mad at you.
you swear you will not tell anyone what we talk about here?
Yeah, I'm a steel trap. You know that.
I don't, Rox. And now we're going into territory where it's not my secrets I'm keeping. I need
Okay.
to know that I can trust you.
You can trust me.
I think she's mad because I'm doing what her mom did. Put her safety ahead of caring about her.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about that. What?
I told you her mom's a hero, right?
Yeah.
Iron Maiden?
Yeah, I haven't spilled those beans.
Thanks for that.
Apparently she's scary or something.
Yeah, she's
She can't be any
terrifying.
more scary than my mom, actually. Have you met my mom?
I have. She's infinitely nicer than...
Yeah, but you haven't ever seen her mad. Insult her food. Oh,
That's gonna be really hard to do. It's really good.
that's true. I mean, this is why nobody sees her bad side. But one time there was a block party, and oh my god.
Later time, Brox.
Yeah, ask Tony about it. It's hilarious, actually. But yeah.
But Henry's mom has powers.
Yeah.
She passed those on to Henry.
Henry's got powers?
Yeah.
Why isn't she a super? Well, I
Like you
guess she is
said,
a super. Why isn't she a hero? She's brave and smart.
Safety before loving her.
You or her mom?
Her mom. Her mom specifically has
Made
told
her boss.
Rox,
What?
it's not a good situation, okay?
Okay, well, I'm just saying that she can do whatever she wants to do, and her mom can just cry about it.
Yeah, and I'm figuring that out, but doesn't change the fact that I did the exact same shit.
Yeah, you did. Tell me how you did the exact same shit, though. I want to know that you know exactly what you're saying sorry for, because if you can't say sorry for the exact things that you did, I don't think your apology is going to go as far as you would like it.
Sorry for lying, for hiding things,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry for keeping her safe ahead of...
Sorry for taking away your autonomy by withholding information that you need to make decisions about your own life, because it's your life and you get to make the choices that you want to make.
What do cars have to do with anything about those?
Autonomy? Like, oh no, you haven't spent enough time with Grandpa Les. It's like your own person and you get to make your own decisions. And so what you were doing is you were gatekeeping
Free will.
Yeah, free will. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I spent a lot of time with Grandpa Les. So once in a while I know big words and they all have to do with psychology. Pretty much exclusively.
Okay.
But so it's her free will because you kept the information about Rook Labs away from her.
That wasn't intentional. Heck, I
Mhm.
even tried to, I don't know, placate that offered to let her help. It didn't come off well.
Placate. Oh no. Oh, Joe. Oh no. Oh no. So when you say things like placate to me, ugh, you're getting into dangerous territory, my friend.
I'm well
Henry's
aware.
a full-grown adult who's probably smarter than both of us put together.
Yeah. That's not a maybe.
No, yeah, I'm quite sure, actually. I'm pretty sure she has more brain cells in her pinky than I have anywhere. Anyways, she can make her own decisions, and if she has powers, then she can take care of herself.
And that's what I'm trying to do with this ring. Her powers work on absorption.
Absorption of what?
Metal.
Oh, that's kind of cool. She can make her own jewelry. She don't need no man.
Well, I don't think she's got that level of control like her mom has yet. I think it's just like turning into it, not
She should practice
forming.
with us. Why isn't she practicing with us?
Because her mother would kill me.
Why would she kill you? Do you want me to talk to her mom for you?
Do not. Do not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you want my mom to talk to her mom for you?
No. What? No.
Okay, well, the offer's on the table. Anyways.
Rox, it's a tough situation, okay? And I have not.
Why is she so scary to you?
Did I tell you about what happened when I...
Yeah, you better.
No, I didn't, thankfully.
You didn't bite her?
Because Henry has her powers, she managed to be safe from me.
Why
But
were you
her
with her
mom-
when you were all like, rah?
I didn't know, Rox.
Okay. You didn't. Had you not changed yet? Did you just
No.
like? Oh well, you know what?
Why
Shit
it's called a
happens.
first change. Like,
I don't know what your werewolf cycle looks like. Okay, sir. I don't know nothing about the werewolf cycles.
well, for werewolves in the pack, first change kicks in first moon after you're bitten.
You
First full.
lunatics. Sorry, that wasn't very nice.
And at the time, and I don't know that the pack set it up this way, but given the kind of shit they're up to usually, I wouldn't be surprised. Me and Henry were isolated at the time, and she didn't have any other choice.
Okay.
And I don't know this, and I don't entirely disagree with it still, but her mom saw me as a threat to Henry after that. Because, like I said, my powers have a mind of their own.
But you're still alive.
Yeah. Not for lack of trying. Because after I changed, I didn't really realize what happened at first. Her parents tied me up, and I tried to break free, and this close.
Pause for a second and take some drinks. I can go to the bathroom. I'm sorry. I want to like be fully present, but I drink a ton of water.
Sure, we can take a quick break and then pick up with this conversation in a few minutes.
Pause conversation.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Sorry.
Hey, this might come out as is total madness. But just wait, I really need to tell you something. 'Cause I feel alone in a room, surrounded by people. I wanna know if you're feeling it too. Out on the roof, here with you, it all seems so distant. With you, under streetlights, right next to the skyline. With you, yeah, you. I've been a cynic for so many of my days. Now you just might make a believer out of me. 'Cause you look so pretty in the sunrise, and somehow now everything is alright. I feel like every word is so translucent, so real. Oh, won't you tell me how you do it? Now I'm high, but the buzz in the room, surrounded by people. I couldn't care, yeah, but nobody but you. Sway, move me now, baby, dance, give in to the moment. With you, under streetlights, right next to the skyline. With you.
So, just to confirm, it's not another Fae outside the window. That is Sylvie, right?
Should be.
Okay,
Do you know any other glitter pigeons?
I guess not, but, you know,
Can't be too careful, I know.
it's been a rough few days, okay?
Do you remember the phrase?
Yeah, it's, you're, like, shuffling as, like, Joe is, like, fishing around in his pocket.
Yes.
Unit 5214, conduct protocol Omega 14.
Correct.
Shit, she didn't hear that, did she?
Unlikely. Unless she's outside the door.
No.
If you can, I'd like you to pay special attention to what happens at each stage of the phrase. If it happens directly at the end, it's good to know. If things start kicking in the middle of the phrase, that's also good to know.
I'll try to focus in, do my thing. Senses aren't as good in human form, but I can still try to
course.
zero in.
Your priority should be keeping both you and them safe. It's more if you notice anything.
Should try to warn Tony somehow.
That's true.
Actually, I think I've got an idea on that.
A good idea?
An idea.
Is it something that I can help with? Or that would require my help?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is. I need you to spill his drink onto him.
I'm on a rooftop 2 buildings over. If you want Drinks Village, you're gonna need to do it glitter pigeon style.
What?
Yeah, bird flies in a window. Definitely happens all the time at fancy restaurants. Spills the drink. Don't ignore the glitter.
For context here, the window's like closed, right? Or is this like an open space that a
No.
bird literally could just fly in?
It's closed.
It's enclosed.
Yeah, I figured.
I think Cynthia was like half jokingly envisioning Sylvie in pigeon form just smashing through the window for maximum chaos.
make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make mistakes. Get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love.
Leave me.
Yes!
look who we
have
got.
a Bree now. Yay!
Yeah.
We
Just in
missed
time
Bree.
for
Cynthia
all
has
of the shit to
returned.
hit the fan.
I like
Yeah.
your new nose ring.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
You can't see it on the camera, but it has like a red wire wrapped around it.
That's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sometime when I'm not wearing it, I'll hold it up to the camera.
I like the.
I don't know if it would
spiky
show up
though.
with the
It's
background.
very.
Might just be better to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can send one in the.
Everybody, look at it. Take it out right now. Like, look at
No.
look at
Rip it out.
Oh, don't do
no.
that.
Yeah, let's
I'm
not.
kidding, I'm kidding.
Getting this
Um,
thing was painful enough. Ripping it out would be torture.
So picking up where we left off, Joe and Roxy were in the middle of a conversation.
Yes.
So, have parents tied you up?
Well, I was basically feral at that point.
Oh, okay. Did her mom use like metal chain, metallurgy, whatever the metal power is, to like put chains on you?
I mean, there were chains. I don't know if she did it. I was unconscious at the time.
Oh, okay. Did she knock you out first?
No, Henry
Chloroform?
knocked me out.
Who did?
Henry.
With what?
Rox, she turns into metal. She just punched me in the face.
She turned into metal?
Did I think Joe like looks around for someone to confirm that like he did actually tell Roxy that, and there's nobody there.
You said she absorbed the metal.
Yeah, like she turns herself into it. Like she mimics it, I guess.
I just thought she ate metal.
No,
Well, you just said absorb. I don't know what that means.
tit for tat.
Isn't
with
that like mimicry?
Autonomy or
Isn't that
whatever.
kind of like what Echo does with power? The power mimicry? It's metal mimicry.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Actually,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Well, why didn't you just say that?
Absorption is how she describes it. I guess I don't know.
Oh, that's a really technical term. I my brain don't go there. Anyways, okay. So she turned herself in. Why are you so overprotective of her again? She can knock a whole ass werewolf out. I think she can take care of herself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to.
Oh, it's your
Accept.
power and control issues, isn't? I'm sorry, buddy.
Thanks, I guess.
What? You have power and control issues because your mom left your dad and you like didn't have any control over that situation. It was probably really stressful moving across the country and like you were real little and like all of a sudden your primary caregiving structure was all interrupted and now that gives you a lot of fear of losing people, which makes your anxiety high, which makes you try to over control the situation. Yeah
Hmm.
or no? Am I wrong? I was too right, wasn't I? I was a little too right. Sorry. Do you need a hug?
Want to help me or not?
Yeah, I'm helping you. I'm making you more self-aware. This is helpful, isn't it?
It's not helpful.
You know what? Growth is not supposed to be comfortable.
I kind of don't give a damn about my own comfort right now. I am trying to do something for Henry, and I'm trying to do it right for once.
That's good. I'll tell you exactly what to do to not fuck it up. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The letter's a good idea. You're gonna have to say exactly. So what I said about like you took away her free will and her right to make choices about her own life.
The Autonomy thing, right?
Autonomy, but yeah.
Right.
It's okay. I get it. Words are hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I still don't know. It's telepathy or is it? I like telephonesis better. I feel like that's a better name for it, but whatever.
Yeah.
It makes more sense.
It does make a little more sense.
Yeah, it's like calling in your brain, but whatever.
Like, what the heck's a pathy?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It
Anyway.
existed before phones did.
Roxy, just I don't know. All right, so you're gonna have to, because that's what she's probably at the core mad about. Also, like, when you said you placated her, like I feel like we need to just do a little bit of like a reframe there of like how you're thinking about the situation, because like we don't placate people who are our partners or our equals. Does that make sense? You placate children.
I don't see her as a kid.
Right. I would have a whole other discussion with you if I thought you did. It's not about what you see it as, it's what you're treating it as, Like when you placate somebody, there's a power. I'm about to say a big word. There's a power difference, not different. There's a power difference, right? So then you're the alpha, right? Okay, I'm gonna say this in werewolf terms. You're the alpha. That makes her like not the alpha, whatever part of the structure is, and you're telling her what to do.
Yeah.
It's like when the alpha makes you do things you don't want to do. Sort of not quite the same, but like by gatekeeping the information, you were preventing her from being able to make a decision with all of the facts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you need me to spell autonomy for you? Do you want me to write it down?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah. She gets out some pen and paper and writes down autonomy for him. She has to think about it and sound it out, though. It's very...
I didn't try to... Which term you used? Gatekeep? I didn't try to gatekeep Rogue Labs. That was just an accident.
No, I get that. Things happen. You forget about things. I almost forgot to tell her about my brain. Wait. About Rook Lab Seaweed Guy. Yeah, Sylvie reminded me to tell her about that.
And just...
She also knows there's 2 Roxys. And that my brain might be compromised. She really seemed to like that I was very honest and upfront about it.
Can't imagine why she'd appreciate honesty.
Well, I don't know. I'm just me. Also, I just randomly blurt out stuff. It's this thing that I do sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think that's the important part. And then you got to tell her how you're going to make it better, right? So when we do people wrong, when we do something wrong with somebody, we have to make them whole again, right? And that's not always possible. But you have to do the best you can. And the important thing is not necessarily the apology itself, it's the changed behavior. So how are you going to change moving forward? What are you going to do differently in the future? So you've recognized what you do wrong. That's important. It's even more important than saying I'm sorry. Like to make, like, I'm sorry is just words, you know? Like they don't have to really mean anything. People say they're sorry all the time and they don't mean it, you know?
Yeah.
They just continue to do the same thing that they've been doing. For me, like, I know that Cynthia really likes that. Like when she tells me something isn't good, she'll explain to me how it negatively impacts her, and then I'll be like, oh my god, that was not what I want to do, and I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't want to negatively impact you, you know? And then I don't do that thing anymore, and then she really likes when I don't do that thing anymore. And then we get to do other things that we like. So whatever.
Noted.
Yeah.
Well, in
Also,
regards to...
she should be able to be a superhero if she wants to be.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not.
Does her mom turn into metal too?
Yeah, she's got it and then some.
Is she also strong, or like is Henry strong and metal?
I think a little when she changes, but I don't entirely know. She's not really allowed to use her powers too much.
What do you mean not allowed? She's 20, what, 22? 21?
21 now.
She's legally an adult.
Yeah, and her mom doesn't care.
Well, her mom could fuck right off.
That's my thought, but
you really think her mom can take me though? Like can we just
Rox, her mom is one of the biggest heroes in the city. She's
yeah, well,
down guys way
biggest doesn't mean the
best.
baddest. Come on.
The point is, her mom's got Henry's powers and then some.
And then some what? I need to know specifics.
Well, I saw up close that she could make more metal out of herself.
Like spit bullets at people?
She could probably do that, but she, like, grew this giant spike out of her hand.
Whoa! That's not as cool as a light sword, but it's still pretty cool.
Light sword?
Yeah. Like, you know how Sarah can make really cool... You didn't even get to see Sarah's stuff. Oh my god, Sarah. She made a Godzilla suit, and we were, like, playing...
What's Godzilla?
It's like a giant lizard that we made up. Also, there was, like, we made a giant boat, and then we were singing songs, and, like, yeah, it was fun. She made all kinds of things.
I was gonna say, does Joe know about how Sarah, like, basically saved her own life?
Yeah,
he does not. He does not yet.
She actually made solid, like, bandages on her guts so she didn't bleed out. Is that cool? It's fucking so cool. Yeah.
What, she just, like,
because he, like,
held it in?
Yeah, her intestines were gonna come out, and she, like...
Oh, that's...
I think the intestines might have been perforated too, so I think she actually made, like, fake and, like, solid, like, intestines, like, in the parts that were, like, hurt, until she could get medical attention.
That's extremely
You're very
cool,
squeamish
but
for a werewolf.
I don't like dead things. Ugh. Whatever.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay. You know the seats of your car? They're made out of a dead cow.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that in perspective. You also eat meat. That's dead things. Actually, now that we think about it, the plants that we eat too are also dead.
Dead people's another thing, though.
Oh, dead people. Yeah, dead people's a little weird, but you know, whatever. I mean, she wasn't dead. She kept her guts in.
Yeah, it's just the concept of that is like hell of a move from her, but just the idea of that happening is
Do your guts gross you out a little?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's okay. Not all
Especially-
werewolves like blood. It's okay.
You know, when I transform, things move and I can feel it. And
Thing you can feel your intestines move?
yeah, if they move enough, you can feel them.
Oh, weird. I've never had
Yeah.
my intestines moved, so I don't know.
Here's hoping you don't find out.
I assume they'd grow back, but I haven't
We are
tested the...
extremely off topic.
You're right, you're right. Focus, focus, focus. So, the important part is the behavior moving forward, right? And like also respecting the fact that she might never take you back, Joe. You might have fucked it up forever. And
Well,
I'm
that's-
sorry if you did. That would make me sad, and I think that would make you sad, and I think it would make her sad. But some things are too much to be forgiven sometimes, you know? Or they're
That's-
too much to reconcile with. You know what I'm saying? Like you might forgive them and still love them from afar, but decide that they've crossed a boundary that is unacceptable. So I don't know where that lies with Henry. But if she wants space, you need to give her all the space that she can get and accept that this might never, ever be the same that it was before.
I know, Rox. I know.
Weren't you kind of like impressing her with the superhero stuff? Like, what if she's super? I don't understand. She's also super. That's
was-
super cool. You
what was
just
the
got
word she
claws and
used?
teeth and a tail.
I think the word was vicarious. She said she was
Oh,
living
yeah, okay.
vicariously through me.
Oh, because her mom wouldn't let her.
Yeah.
That could be re-traumatizing for her, you know?
I don't know exactly what that means, but judging from the pieces of it, yeah, probably.
Well, her mom was probably trying to control. All right, so like, let me put this in a way. I know you're not gay, but I'm gonna use a gay analogy here. Like that would be like somebody telling me to hide and suppress being, liking gals, and when I really like gals, right? And like stuffing all that inside and keeping it a secret, and then it becomes like this shameful thing, and you're stewing in it, and you're not living authentically, and you're not being true to yourself for anybody around you. That does damage to you, you know? So then, like, by not telling her, you were kind of like, you were sending those messages again. So she's probably real hurt about that. Because, you were on to the right thing when you said you hurt her the same way her mom did.
Which is why
And you don't want your partner to be your mom. Trust me.
not even gonna touch that.
I'm just saying.
Which is why, like I've been trying to say, I'm gonna put in this letter that unless she decides she wants to talk with me, this is the last time I'll talk with her.
Well, we might, don't get mad, might be contracting some work through her.
And you're welcome to do so without me. Just don't say I didn't warn you about Iron Maiden.
I'm not scared of her mom.
You haven't met her yet.
Yeah, well. If I do meet her, I have words for her. So there. You can't control everything. In this life I've learned there are very, very few things you can control. Your actions and reactions are one of the few, are some of the few things you can control.
You can control who you are.
Not really.
Then what have I been doing since I moved to Halcyon?
Repressing your true self.
Joe doesn't really have a rebuttal to that one.
Why are you gonna hurt me like this, Roxy? You're not really the girl. I mean, you've just been trying to be this perfect thing. This perfect, whatever, perfect football player. You want the perfect record. You want the perfect relationship. You want to be perfect so your dad would love you because you didn't feel like your dad loved you. But it sounds like your
I
dad
don't
loved you
want
the whole time.
I don't want things to be perfect, Rox. I just want things to stay.
Abandonment issues. Sometimes when you hold on too tight, that's when they leave you.
I think I'm getting a hint of that.
People are like sand, okay? Like, you can't really hold them tight in your hands, it'll just slip through. But what you can do is build castles with them. So when you build them up, you can make things that are beautiful.
You can put them in a bucket.
Well, you could. You could put them in a bucket. That's true. I don't
Okay.
want to live in a bucket. Would you want to live in a bucket? Personally, if
No.
you put me in a bucket, I would find a way to pour that bucket and then I would go like in your pants so I could be all itchy and annoying to you forever.
What?
That's how siblings love each other. Being itchy and annoying forever.
I think me and Mrs. Johnson have been trying to put Henry in a bucket.
I don't know that it's just a bucket, but yeah, that's a good metaphor for it. Henry doesn't belong in a bucket. She belongs on the beach with seashells in her hair and stuff. Especially if she's metal. Let that girl shine. She could literally shine. That'd be like me trying to dim Elena's glow. Hell no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hype that girl up. Show her
If-
off. I tell everybody I know that she's my girlfriend. Or
If-
trying to make Sylvie less glittery.
You know her hair? How it's like that big.
I love her hair. It's so great. Mine's so straight.
It changes when she changes too. It's
Oh,
pretty cool.
That's awesome. I want to see it. I don't know. It's her choice whether or not she wants to become a superhero. I just support her either way. And that's what you should do. If I were you, I would just support her and I would hype her up. And if her mom's going to punch you in the face, she's going to punch you in the face. If you're not willing to take a few punches in the face for your girl, what are you even doing?
Rox, I'm not worried about getting punched in the face
Then why are you scared of her mom?
because she sees me as a threat,
And
a monster, something to put down.
I'm probably a lab experiment, so. At least you're natural. I'm not a freak of science.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
I don't know how much of me is natural, Rox.
Well, I believe Sylvie said at least half.
I'm still trying to figure out what both halves even are.
While one half looks like black, swirly, angry lines, and the other one looks like white, natural, lady lines. That's what she said. Maybe she'll draw it on the chalkboard for you.
It's fine.
Does it really matter?
There's a lot to me.
Why?
I'm the one living with all of this.
Yeah.
I'm the one trying to balance it all.
What if you just stopped trying to control it all the time? What if you just said, hey, that's what we're doing today? Fuck it.
And that's when everyone leaves.
Why? Who left?
Other Joe did, and he left everyone behind.
You don't even know that guy. It's not like he abandoned you. You're sad because you felt like your dad abandoned you. But it sounds like your dad didn't abandon you. Your mom abandoned your dad. And she didn't do a good job of making sure that you kept in contact with him because she was too busy maybe taking care of you, whatever. Being a single mom's probably really hard.
We were busy surviving, Rox. We
Yeah,
lived out of a car for years.
Oh, sorry. That must have been really
Like,
hard.
I know I've got all the glitz and glam now, but until we moved to Halcyon, we didn't have shit. And I have done everything I can to make sure we don't go back there.
Is that
Okay?
your responsibility, Joe?
Because
You
the
were just
first
a
lie-
kid.
Because the first lie I told was to Sam,
About what?
going to college. I didn't want to go to college, but his father, Oliver, hates my mom.
Why'd you go to college if you didn't want to go?
Because if it seems like I'm the kind of terrible person Oliver thinks me and my mom are, he might cut Sam and my mom off, and we would be right back in the car.
Takes his own money. Maybe not like Oliver has.
I don't know how it works.
Maybe you
I
should
don't know.
find out. Joe. Why does Oliver hate your mom?
I don't know. He's an asshole. She's not good breeding or whatever the hell.
What the fuck is good breeding?
I don't know.
They
I don't get half of this elitist
don't
shit.
have kids. What?
They have me.
But you're not Sam's kid.
But I am the one who would be inheriting everything. Which means I need to meet
Why didn't
expectations.
Oliver have more than one kid if he was so worried about bloodlines?
I don't know. Don't.
I don't understand rich people. They're so fucking weird with the bloodlines and the breeding and the. I don't know. I don't fucking understand that. Italian people just have as many kids as feels right.
I don't pretend.
I
to
don't
know.
think there's a way that they do that. They just like, you know.
I don't pretend to know, Rox, okay? I just know that if I mess up, everything breaks.
Are you sure?
Can I afford to not be? And when... And he... Assuming we're in a private space, he'll shift. And when this happened... I felt like everything was going to explode at any second. And then the Red Suns happened, and I had this beautiful moment where I was free.
You have a lot of pressure.
No shit.
So you stand to inherit all of Oliver's money. why don't your ma and Sam have another kid? If you're such a problem.
They don't see me like that.
No, I know they don't see you like that. Obviously, they love you.
I hope they still do.
What do you mean, hope they still do? Of course they love you. Stop it. Family doesn't just stop loving you.
Even if you're a monster?
Well, I feel like your family's either shit or they're not, but I could be wrong. Like, Cynthia's parents, they're shit. They've always been shit. They're never going to be anything but shit.
Maybe her mom, I don't know her that well, but her father's a lost cause.
If her mom, here's the thing, right? So even if her mom is not participating actively in the horrific things that they put Cynthia and her sister through, being passive does not exempt you from guilt. She is not any less guilty. She is just as responsible as the father, because you cannot stand by and allow your kid to be harmed like that and then call yourself a good mom. Sorry, just doesn't fly with me. You know what my mom would do if my pa tried to send me to some fucking crazy camp where they like did the horrible experiments on me and shit? My mom would beat him with an iron pan.
I was gonna say a meat tenderizer, but that works too.
Whatever was handy in the kitchen. Could be a butcher knife, could be. I mean, my pa would never do that. He's a solid guy, you know? He's a good dad.
Seems like it.
Yeah. I'm very lucky. I know that I'm very lucky. Not everybody has such good parents, and then grandpa last, and like everybody's all. I've got like a million family members, and everybody loves each other, and we're loud, and sometimes we yell at each other, but you know, it's chaotic, but never ever do we wonder whether we love. You don't have to worry about Sam and your ma. Your mom and Sam love you. They're not just gonna take love away because something changed. That's not how it works. You don't grow a whole child in your body, love them for 22 years, and then just decide one day that you don't love them anymore. Just probably adjust to it. Yeah, it's going to be an adjustment. Like if I go tell my ma, hey ma, I could lift this whole house up over my head if I wanted to. She'd be like, shut the fuck up. And then I like show her how strong I am. And then she'd be like, oh shit. And it'd take her a minute to kind of adjust, you know? But you're still you, even if you have fur and a tail sometimes. Roxy just keeps saying that you have a tail. There's still no proof. She just keeps saying it. Hoping it's true.
But it's not just me anymore, Rox.
What do you mean it's not just you? Makes this so complicated. We need the chalkboard. I need to draw this out. This is a lot. If you're having Joe problems, I feel bad for you, son.
My abilities, Watchdog, is a set of instincts.
Instincts. Okay, yeah. Like we all have instincts. Sylvie has instincts that are probably way different than us.
But they don't turn off. I can change, but the impulse is still there unless I...
What do you want to do? Do you want to like eat guts or like scratch your butt? Like what's the instinct that you're having?
Depends. You already know that I do a lot of scent recognition just kind of on instinct, and that's not been too bad. The person is wondering why the hell I'm sniffing them.
that it can be kind of awkward. It's a little rude to walk up and sniff somebody, but you know,
That's
there are worse things you could do.
it's the first thing the instincts kick on to do.
Okay, so sniffing, that's not so bad. The most you do is have an awkward moment. Then you move on with your day.
But that's sort of the low end of it.
Okay, so what's the worst instinct that you have? Just like kill everybody? That's not a natural instinct for a wolf, right?
When I'm in pain,
Okay, but that is natural for humans too, to lash out or to if they get cornered and scared. We got our fight or flight or freeze instincts.
yeah, except normal people don't have the ability to tear a wall down with claws that can rip through said wall.
Maybe not. But I do. I mean, not claws. I just could headbutt the wall. That's usually my go-to is shoulder check it.
Yeah, but your strength isn't screaming in the back of your head to use it all the time.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't realize that I'm being as strong as I am. I had to like learn to temper that down. Also, sometimes I panic and my powers do all kinds of fucking weird shit. So
There's that, I guess.
that could go horribly wrong someday. I don't know.
Given how our luck's
Probably
been
will.
going lately, you wouldn't be surprised.
So, I mean, and who knows what happened to me? I'm a fucking genetic experiment. Are my cells or powers even stable? We don't know. I just got to take it one day at a time. I can only control what I control. You know?
Well, that was my thought at the start of all this, because what I can control is me.
Yeah, but if you're afraid of you, are you controlling it or are you suppressing it? Because there is a
Well,
difference, right?
Funny thing on that.
Because if you don't
Or-
control your powers, they'll control you.
Well, for most of the pack, it's the alpha in control of their powers, but that's not the case for me.
Yeah, that's because you got the white stuff.
Well, all werewolves would have that, Rox. But
No.
I didn't know it at the time.
Sylvie
But
said your
me-
dad's got all white, and Roscoe had all black, and you were like somewhere in between. I wonder if you need to make a choice. Or like resolve something within yourself.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, what if you just let it all go though? What if you stop trying to be something you're not?
Nice sentiment, but I don't know who the hell I am.
Well, this might be a good time to figure it out. If it helps, I don't even know if I'm a real person, so talk
Huh?
about identity crises.
What?
Well, if the other Roxy doesn't have the programming and she doesn't have the powers and she's not been experimented on and she's not a timeline diversion of me, that means one of us is a clone. Which one of us do you think is a clone?
What does that matter?
That means that all of my memories are not real memories. They're her memories.
That's not true.
I don't even know how old I am if I'm a clone. I could be 2 years old.
So, you've worked with us those 2 years, right?
Yeah, but that could have been the only life I lived, but I have all these memories. That means that all the relationships that I have in my life are not real because they were hers, not mine. Her childhood, everything. So I really don't need to open the box now, but when it comes to identity crises, I guess I can empathize because I'm really hoping it's just a timeline divergence. Really, really hoping for that. We're going to just stay right on that train because if I'm not, then I don't even know what my past is.
Well, pretty certain it involves Elena, Sylvie, and Cynthia, considering, well, they chose to date you and not you.
Well, yeah, of course. Those are real relationships, of course.
So
But
then there's gotta be real memories with that, right?
well, yeah, but that's only 2 years.
So it's your life. You're alive as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but then I've got her name. I've been working in her job. I've been loving like and spending time with her brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's still your brother if you're a clone, right? The gene thing.
genetically, I suppose. But I'm not the
And
Roxy
do you
you
really
grew up
think
with
your
then.
family's not going to love you?
What
Have
if
you
two
met your
Roxys
family?
is too much Roxy?
So? Your family accepted me apropos of nothing. You really think they're not going to accept someone who looks identical to their own daughter if it's not you?
You know damn well that if your dad or your stepdad got cut off, that could just come stay with us. It's fine.
That's my point. Like, why would they not? Rox,
I don't know. Weird genetic experiment. That's got to be a little weird. I probably still love me. You're probably right, but it's kind of hard to. I don't know. That's why I want to meet the other Roxy so bad. I just want that there's room for both of us. You know? I wouldn't want to take all of that from her, but at the same time, I don't want to give it up.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
to me. And I guess that's kind of where I'm at now too.
Hey,
Right now,
you got a
Very tough.
cult. I got a shadow organization. We got problems, Joe. It's athlete. Problems.
yeah, but now I have a choice to make, I guess.
What's your choice?
Joe or Watchdog?
You don't have to choose one or the other.
My mom was terrified when she learned that I was being a superhero, Rox.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie, your teeth are a little sharp.
I've ruined my relationship with Henry.
That
Trying
didn't have
to
to do
act
with
like a damn
Watchdog.
hero.
That had to do with that didn't have to do with you being a superhero and Joe. That had to do with you being afraid. I mean, a lot of this has to do with you being afraid. You're afraid that your mom won't love you anymore. You're afraid that your powers will get out of control. You're afraid that Henry was going to get hurt. You're afraid of losing people. And that's all valid. It's okay to be afraid, Joe. But you can't let your fear drive you, right? You just got to
But it's
say,
not
hey,
okay to do something about it.
about your fear?
Because that's what I've been trying to do.
You're trying to fix it to make the problem go away, right? That's not facing the fear. That's putting it in a box or something. I don't know. Digging up some sand and sticking the fear in the sandbox and then burying your shame like a kitty. Or wolves. I don't know if wolves use sandboxes. I don't know. I don't judge. Just maybe not the kid's sandbox. That'd be weird. Anyways, I mean, so look, when I'm afraid, I'm like, hey, I'm a fucking terrified of this. And I'm gonna fucking do it anyways. Like when we broke reality. That was fucking scary. But I was like, fuck it. I love Cynthia and I would break fucking reality for her. So here we go. I wouldn't want her to lose that. And I was like, I don't know what the consequences of this is going to be, but here we go. Or like, I don't know. I'm terrified to find out that I am a clone. But we can only take it one day at a time. And you just got to be like, look, whatever happens, it happens, and we'll just have to deal with it. There's no point in trying to control things, everything. You can only control so much before you just become toxic. Sorry. That's probably not sensitive. But that's what her mom did, right? She became like toxic metal poisoning or whatever. But she's stifling Henry's potential. Maybe Henry doesn't want to be a chemist. Maybe Henry wants to be a bad bitch who turns into metal and punches rock guys in the face. I don't know.
She wanted to major in superhumanities, but
Her mom won't let her.
yeah.
Again, what's with this? Let them. Tony's the one who tries to tell me to do the most stuff, and he knows damn well he can't control me.
Yeah, he's
He's like, that girl does what she wants. The only time that Cynthia can even get me to stop something is when she's like, hey, it would really hurt me if this happened because of that. And then I think about, oh, I'm impacting somebody else negatively, and I don't want to do that. That's how she gets me to stop.
Then in that vein, could you just help me write what might be the last letter to Henry?
I don't think it'll be the last letter.
I don't know, Rox.
I'll let it though. Let's do it. I think it's okay to say you love her and stuff too, and you always love her. That's valid and truthful.
And how can she believe anything I say anymore?
That's not something you can control.
But I want to, though.
Oh, but you can't. I know, buddy. But you can't control how other people feel. There's times when the way that maybe I feel or you feel or Elena feels or Cynthia feels doesn't make sense to Sylvie, right? Like she just doesn't understand it. But she can't control that, right? And sometimes she sees things in a way that we don't understand. I can't control Sylvie either, though. I just have to love her the way she is. And that might mean you have to love her from afar, Joe. And I'm sorry. I'll buy you some peanut butter ice cream and we can watch, I don't know, is this sad TV in
And
the
there it is.
1950s? Peanut, what? Did I offend you with peanut butter ice cream? You're afraid that you're going to lose her forever.
Yeah, and you're cracking jokes. And Joe walks away.
Ah, Joe. It's okay. All right. Well, when you're less mad, come talk to me.
Side note to all of this, I don't think we ever established if Cynthia left before we started having this
Oh.
conversation.
Technically, yeah, I think she was still with us.
I guess
just eating
what
blue popcorn, like what the fuck?
It's like,
I mean,
don't
Elena
step on
went.
my account.
I was gonna say Elena went after Sylvie, and I feel like that was pretty established. Like, okay, Elena's gonna take care of that.
We did not account
So,
for Cynthia, so
Would Cynthia be eavesdropping?
I think that she probably wouldn't do it on purpose because that's messy emotional stuff and she doesn't want any part of it.
Okay.
So she would probably go over and just work on any outstanding research project she's got.
I feel like it would be hilarious, just the dichotomy of that situation where Joe was talking about how, like, all this stuff about Henry's mom not wanting her to be superpowered, and then Cynthia just turns on the TV and it's a news report of Henry, like, yelling at reporters about how the list is discriminatory.
Yeah.
Which would be the first time Joe hears about that.
Yep.
I also, God, so badly wanted to hardcore drop some GM knowledge and slap Joe with it and be like, you idiot!
Oh.
Think about this critically. But
Roxy tried to dumb
has
it
to deal
down
with
as
that
far
himself.
as she could for him.
actually, I kind of like that situation where Joe is walking away from the conversation and Cynthia turns on the TV and we just see the news report of footage of Henry.
And you just see him stomping out in werewolf form because he has not shifted back and just with shredded clothes. Like,
Well, no, he
No,
changed.
he did change.
He changed.
oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got
did
him
Oh, well,
the-
then you might have shifted back then. I don't know.
Well, he then shifted.
Either way, he's
again
in a
as
huff.
point.
He's in a huff, and Roxy's like,
Yeah.
well, sorry. That
I do think he would slow to a
Sorry.
stop seeing Henry on the TV and shift back. Just like watch a bit.
Just hear her shouting, "This registry is a discrimination tactic," and going off on these reporters about how this isn't a way to make an inclusive society.
I think
Your ex
Roxy
is hot.
creeps in. What? Yeah.
She said, Cynthia just says, your ex is hot.
Yeah, Roxy just creeps in and she goes, she is pretty majestic on that.
Yeah, she
She looks like a hero to me.
Well, heroes wear capes.
Joe
You
walks
need a
out.
hug, Joe? Do you want
Joe
to
just-
punch me? Would it make you feel better?
He just walks out.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to help.
Where is Joe going?
Then Roxy's maybe goes to find Eugene and says, remember, we have a buddy system. You gotta go follow him.
Well, we're not at the base. We're just in a warehouse currently.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck.
I don't think Joe entirely knows where he's going, but I think eventually he just ends up sitting on like a park bench, just like staring at the ground. Sort of like hands stuffed in his pockets.
Okay.
Roxy looks at Cynthia and says, Elena's gonna be so upset that he broke the buddy system.
Well, he's dealing with some stuff.
Yeah. I think it was easier to yell at me than it was to really I had to tell him that she might never get back together with him.
I don't think that's the kind of thing that's easy for most people to accept, Rox.
I understand. And I think that if he doesn't, he'll blow his chances.
I agree with that.
Because I think about it like this. Like if I was in Henry's position and somebody was like taking my choices away from me and gatekeeping the information so that I couldn't make informed decisions about my life and like what I was going to do and even my own safety. I just like, she deserves to know. Even just the dangers so that she can make choices that she wants to make.
I
But
don't disagree with you.
yeah.
It's a relationship with deep and persistent flaws that require work
Mhm.
and willingness to
Mhm.
change.
Yeah.
But they're both adults.
Yeah.
They make their own choices.
Yeah. I'm sorry they're sad though. I don't like that they're sad, but also I can't fix that or control it. So
Radical acceptance.
yeah. Radical acceptance. I think he has a hard time with that concept. I broke it down a little different, like, you just can't. But I did tell him he was gonna have to accept that she might never take him back.
A lot of things in his life have happened without him having
I
the
know.
ability to control any of them.
Yeah.
Control issues.
Yeah. A lot of things have happened in your
There's-
life too, though, that you haven't been able to control.
You think I don't have control issues?
Oh, you do. We just act them out in very different ways than Joe.
You are not wrong.
we just spoke with that very differently.
Admittedly, there is a degree of malleability in my situation that is not in his.
That's true.
He's constrained by factors in his life,
Mhm.
and my life is such that don't have to be constrained by factors
Nah, I know.
at the moment. I guess you could say I've done my time.
Oh, I think I gotta get a job now that you mention it.
I mean, you don't have to. You just get a trophy girlfriend.
I mean, I could be a trophy. I would be a great. And you know what? I would fix all your stuff. Keep your
Honestly,
bike clean.
yeah.
I would cook all the food for you. I'd be a great housewife. Just saying.
If you ever have an interest, we can revisit that. Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
In terms of a job,
Close off to the idea.
whatever you're feeling. In terms of a job,
Thank
though,
you.
any thoughts on what you'd want?
No. Elena made a good point that I would probably, what? I kind of want to make a superhero union now that you mention it.
Okay. How does that work given that there's no
Hey,
organized company structure? But also pay, I suppose.
it's a good point.
Like if superheroes go on strike, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Elena talked about that because then if the villains also go on strike, that's a problem. I was like, I think the villains have to do the opposite of striking.
I don't
Well,
think villains would strike.
No, I think that they would strike harder.
Yes, that is fair.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like why it's difficult for nurses to strike.
Yeah,
It's
because
a
people
vital
are gonna
job.
die.
Yeah,
And you don't
but
want that.
also they deserve fair pay.
Do you
so-
know what? I talked to a nurse, and what they do is they do a slowdown. And so they do all the other shit real slow, and that shit doesn't get done really. But they keep the people alive, but they don't do the other shit, so the other people are really annoyed.
We show up at a robbery after everything's been destroyed, but before anyone dies. We can definitely
the
time
lives,
that
but
right
not
in
the
a way that works.
Save the lives, but not the cash. Maybe I'll wreck some more buildings in my processes. I'm just saying.
I'd prefer you didn't because
I know that was bad. I was like, oh shit, I broke my bill. Good thing too many people didn't notice.
we made it work.
Elena cleaned that right up.
This is true.
We do make a good team that way. Just like when Sylvie killed the guy on accident purpose, and then I brought him back before anybody noticed.
Was that a thing that Cynthia knew about?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Joe read
Oh,
it
yeah, because we had that conversation
Yeah,
about
because we
murder.
did have a
because they were
conversation.
yelling about it. Low key, Roxy was just not going to say anything for the rest of her life about that. If Joe hadn't noticed, she was just not going to say shit.
Mistakes happen.
That's true. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't know. You definitely make mistakes, but that's okay. You're hot
It was a
enough that it
joke.
doesn't matter.
I'll take it.
You know? It's not. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. You'd just not be human if you didn't make mistakes.
That's fair. I was joking, Rox.
Yeah, it's okay. I just don't understand how a werewolf can have control issues.
Why not?
Because their whole thing is losing control. Hello?
Wouldn't that give you issues about control?
Maybe. I don't know.
If you couldn't control something like that, wouldn't you compensate by trying to control everything else in your life that you could?
But he can control something. So here's the thing, right? He's like, I have these instincts. And I'm like, yeah, but like everybody has instincts. I have instincts. You have instincts. Humans are born with instincts too.
I think it's a little different.
I mean, they might just be more like persistent instincts. I don't know.
I'd say if he were a werewolf, like his dad's a werewolf, I think it might be a little easier to control. But he's got some sort of fucked up cursed strain of lycanthropy, and I think that probably contributes to some of the issues.
Yeah.
Like, he's been through a lot, and that's not an excuse for not trying to be better, but
I think he's fully aware when he's not being better.
I'd say that's true some of the time.
Sometimes I think he does know. You're right.
We also
Sometimes I think he literally can't stop himself.
Maybe he just doesn't have that skill set yet.
I just feel like there's only one thing that I really think that the Catholics got down, and it was like, let me let go of the things I can't control, or like let me know this and have the wisdom to know the difference. Whatever that saying is. Know the difference
I was gonna
between
say stained glass windows. But
that they do have pretty good stained glass windows. The wine is garbage though, so
bring your own.
I mean, the least you could do is have good wine if you're gonna preach all this crazy stuff. Whatever. Anyways.
There's a joke about transubstantiation somewhere in there. Anyways.
Yeah. Moving on. Better
We
wine
really
and
wanna
they have
get
good
into
And
this.
we're continuing down this path over here.
All right. Well, we spent enough time there. Let's move on.
Moving forward. He probably needs time to cool down though. So
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll make him like a little chart that he can like fill out, a little chalkboard chart. And like, here's a circle of the things I can't control. And here's a circle of the things I can control. And then I'm going to black out the circle of things he can control. And it will only have Joe's actions and Joe's reactions. That's it.
that presumes he's going to put the things in the right part of the circle.
That's true. But I don't control that. He does.
So that and your blacked out part of the circle.
I was just trying to make it easier for him to make a better choice. But he still makes the choice.
I think he'll get there eventually,
Yeah.
but it takes work, like everything. No one's perfect.
Control's an illusion anyways. Yeah. You try to control this thing, that thing goes wrong. Then you just spend your life running around trying to control everything. It's like, fuck it. Go with
Cynthia
the
makes a mental
flow.
note to never show Roxy her very extensive list of contingency plans for absolutely everything she can think of.
Oh no, yeah, Roxy be like, "Wow, you worry a lot."
Why don't you
Yeah.
just try going with the flow?
I just wing it every day.
We can tell.
Roxy's living on a wing and a prayer.
She vibes with it.
Fine.
Sometimes she gets
Fine.
crazy plans and you guys have to talk her down, but
That's true.
anyways, I think we should go out to the bar tonight, the one really close to the newspaper stations, and spend time with the people in costume.
Above the table. I need some context for this.
Roxy thinks that we need to be building better relationships with the normal people in town, the
Ah,
non-supers,
And
to show them that we are not a threat to them.
Roxy also asked to get drinks with Speedy.
She did ask Speedy,
But
out
never
for
made
drinks.
any concrete plans. So that's
Not-
like, do that in the future.
No, no, I think you're
Is this
hot.
a
Exchange
thing
numbers.
that she tells Cynthia or no?
Oh, yeah, she'll tell her everything. She has no filter.
Okay.
I mean, not
Um,
about what Joe said, but she's telling her everything about what happened with Speedy.
Wait, he goes by Speedy?
No, his name is actually Senor Supersonic.
That's a choice.
It is. It is a choice.
I mean, he was also wearing a piecemeal costume, so.
If you do, I'm gonna give you like an actual mask to give him, not like details or anything, but something that'll actually stay on his face.
I did actually talk. I don't remember if I offered directly, but I said that maybe we could help with costumes or something. I think I did. It might have been the other guy that I talked to, Tremas. I talked to a lot of guys lately. I feel like sometimes they don't listen, so.
I understand the intention, but in order to do a lot of the more precise kinds of fittings, they'd need to be in the base, and I'm not okay with that at this point. So,
Tremas is Senior Supersonic.
yes.
Can we just can Elena help take the measurements and then,
If Elena brings me measurements, I'll see what I can do.
okay. We can at
probably
least
gonna
get
be
them
a
something
collaborative
a
effort.
little more. This is why
I've-
we need a superhero union. We could have like a whole thing where they get costumed out, where they have healthcare and dental and
Counterpoint,
yeah.
you don't need healthcare or dental when you know people who can heal.
Also, we could start a softball league or a baseball league.
I wish you luck.
I think you'd be such a great pitcher because you don't even need to throw the ball.
Rox, team sports are not my thing.
That's so true.
Team superheroing is barely my thing.
You're getting better. We've got like a team of girlfriends now.
That does improve things.
It does. It makes it much more pleasant. Yeah.
I don't know. A union could work. Maybe not
Or a
In a-
league.
traditional sense. You have people's secret identities.
Seeking
Justice.
God.
Or maybe a bunch of heroes that avenged the world.
What we really need is a group of defenders.
Or
Not every
like
person gets that joke.
X people. Just
extra special people.
extra special people. Or
Extraordinary,
a
even.
school run by
A bald man, a rich bald man.
no, I feel like Echo is
You gotta to shave her head.
Hecate.
Hecate's
Hecate.
Professor X if Professor X were more of an asshole and hot. Just saying.
Yes. And a woman.
And Yeah, I don't
in
want
leather.
to.
Sorry.
This is true.
Anyway.
Having a moment. No. And rich. Well, he was
I mean-
rich, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a
You
school
kind
in
of
the
need
fucking
it
nowhere.
if you're gonna be flying under the radar like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But I mean, if you're strong enough, you could just break into any vault and steal money.
There are countermeasures.
That's true. I mean, if money was really important to me, that's what I could do to get money quick. But I don't really want that. I just want to feel purpose and like, I don't know, have some spending cash because I guess I don't really have too many living costs here.
It's a means to an end.
Woman, is that what's happening? I don't know.
What?
A kept woman.
God.
It's fine. Trophy girlfriend, whatever. Unthreatening.
Oh my god.
That's okay. As long as I don't have to call you daddy or anything weird.
I prefer if you didn't ever.
Thank you.
call me
That would be
that.
weird.
No,
It's a no.
not
for
into
me.
that.
It's a no for me.
Negotiations need to happen before anything weird like that goes down.
Yeah, no. Sylvie can write up a contract.
Might be
Anyways,
a little bit too binding for my tastes, but
There will be so many loopholes.
Yes.
Loopholes on
word is daddy.
loopholes.
the safe word is daddy. Love it. We should probably go find her, by the way. Maybe we should go home.
Probably.
Joe left and like
He knows where to find us, and if he doesn't want to stick with the buddy system, and he gets kidnapped by some people, that's his problem right now.
it's true. He can make his own choices because he's an autonomous person.
That's a sentence.
Grandpa Les
Alright,
taught me how to
let's,
say autonomous. I can spell it too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get back
Anyways,
there.
let's get back there.
Okay.
Vroom, 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 vroom.
You can head out. Meanwhile, oh gosh, I wish we had another 4 hours because there's so many things I want to do. So we'll do some brief ones first. Eventually, before Cynthia and Roxy get back, Elena is waiting at the base for Sylvie. Sylvie eventually reemerges from the portal in her room. So I don't know if you do anything in there, but if you like exit, you'd probably see Elena hanging out.
Sylvie
It depends
will.
on the time. How long
Yeah, how long has it?
has Sylvie been gone?
Maybe close to an hour. It was not a very long conversation, so
She would have gone to sit,
the time
down.
divergence hasn't been
but
very extreme in
she'd
this
still
case.
be inside.
I think Sylvie will. She knows Elena's there. I think so.
You knew she was
she'll
following
go
you, so it's
yeah.
it's probably a safe bet.
Yeah,
to
she'll
assume that
go
there.
find Elena and
Soon.
sit down across from her because she knows she did make a fairly difficult decision and she's guessing there may or may not be good feelings upon this reveal. So and she'll look at Elena and she'll say, I secured our help. They will research the pack for us, potentially going into dangerous situations that would save all of us from lethal force or the Alpha, as well as providing vital information that we also get to determine who hears it and they understand the delicate nature of this mission. However, the price was higher than I anticipated.
How high? I understand. I get the feeling you don't deal with money. More like
Money is a temporary thing.
more like favor or
Unfortunately, it was not a favor that was asked of me. It was a future action.
similar to a favor.
It was to claim the souls of those who drew me away from the hunt upon their ultimate deaths. I was able to get the word that their Fae word that they would not personally interfere, but as of this moment, I do not have the power to fully reverse the fate that is asked of me, nor that I chose to prevent death now with the possibility of changing a future that has not been set in stone, than have them target those I have grown close to and who have inspired me to finally join a team and care for someone. I understand that this isn't exactly the decision that anyone will want to hear, but I fully take the burden of that decision.
Das ist us. We drew you from the
Yes.
hunt.
You were the ones who finally drew my soul away to the point that it is now.
On the one hand, we are guaranteed an afterlife. Not many people get that. But on the other, that is our... Roxy has said this word before. Autonomy. This is our autonomy. We should be able to decide that if we wish. Maybe as a group, we can figure out a way out. Maybe if we never even need the help of the Fae, that could with the Hunden, that could be a back out.
Perhaps.
We will figure this out. Susamen, this isn't a very good decision. And I think Cynthia will be very angry. Probably Roxy. She's a very big believer in autonomy, free will.
I understand.
I
I understand I made this choice.
I think you did what you thought was right, though. In your circumstances.
I was raised to trust the hunt and to trust their resources. And
Deep pockets can
we
go
are
very far.
surrounded on all sides. Information would benefit us. So I reached out, but I don't fully intend to let them take the price that they desire.
mean, what even is a soul? How many of us are even? Does Watchdog have a soul? He's a werewolf. Do werewolf have soul? If Roxy is a clone, do clone have soul?
According to certain texts, werewolves do not have souls, but that's neither here nor there.
Maybe that means Roxy is not the clone. If they're willing to bargain.
Yes. All I know is they saw value in what changed one of their own. It's not often that they have taken keen interest in mortal life, in my experience.
Maybe that is a good thing.
Maybe. If anything, I've forced them to work their proxies.
This werewolf business is very complicated.
I think something may be forcing their own hand, or my people's hands, to look for warriors. We'll see if they decide to try and collect early on their contract.
You said they cannot.
They cannot, but if they send proxies,
Yeah.
though, if they do, we'll see if we can fight back on that contract.
They could just take their proxies and use them instead of trying to scoop us up.
Sleight of hand.
This is a lot.
I understand.
I
I won't
think
hide it either.
right now we should be honest with everybody else.
I agree.
But we have to wait till they come back. Fortunately.
I also agree.
Just start
Call
tearing
us on
through
the
city.
communicator. By the way, I just sold your soul to the Phaeons.
Also,
Joe's
you
just
guys
sitting
have
in the park.
souls.
Who's gonna kill Sylvie first? Hecate or Jill?
Whoever can catch her.
I imagine it's going to be Joe.
Probably.
I mean, first. I'm not sure that a soul matters to Hecate.
Her adopted daughter does, though.
She does have a soul.
She believes in souls. Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. Well, the hunt
what it's
believes in
worth.
your soul regardless.
For what it's worth, when we originally did character creation, Sylvie was the person I put down for my mentors. Deeply suspicious of this
Yes,
person.
exactly.
That's right.
Watch
Yeah.
them.
Well, for the first time ever, we see a Hecate Watchdog team up, folks.
Oh my god. That would be amazing.
Yes.
Time to murder some fae.
It's fine.
But is there anything else you would like to have in that
Oh,
little bit of scene?
yeah. Elena will get up. I am going to go lay down.
Nice.
Ich liebe dich. I love you. And she goes to her room, opens up the window, and flies to the estate for the night.
On the buddy system right out the window. What is this?
She's not currently wanted by a mysterious shadow organization.
So only Roxy has to above.
Yeah,
Roxy's gonna be
But-
so mad about that.
so we have a buddy system.
Okay.
That's
I'm
a
making-
Roxy system, not a buddy system.
A note of that for next week. But
Yes.
last thing before we get to end of session questions, because I love causing trouble.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yes.
out of muscle memory, you don't realize this at first, but you ended up at a park near the dorms, and you catch a whiff of a familiar scent. And when you turn around, you see Henry walking to the girls' dorm.
There is a moment where Joe reflexively starts to get up. Then just sort of like stops himself and sinks back down. Then just sort of waits for her to leave the range of his senses. But as a side note, I don't want to stop the scene there. Just
Yeah. She doesn't, like, as you're sitting there just watching and waiting, she doesn't notice you across the street in the park, and just turns up the sidewalk and heads inside, and the door shuts.
He fought his instincts. Good job.
And I think there's a little montage. Joe just sort of sitting there on the bench for a second, clenches his fist, and then it sort of cuts to the library. Him hunched over a piece of paper with a pen. And if you'll allow me, Charlie, I'd like to read the letter that Joe writes.
Absolutely. Please do.
Henry. Sorry I'm not giving this to you in person. I'm sorry for a lot of things. I am not going to try and justify what I did. I had my reasons, but they were bad. I wanted to keep you safe. I wanted to make sure I couldn't hurt you again. And I never thought about how keeping you safe might just hurt you more. And I did. I hurt you again, and I'm so sorry. This is me trying to make this right as best I can. Right away, I will say this. Unless you decide that you want to ever talk with me again, and I won't blame you if you never want to, this will be the last time you hear from me. I'm not going to force you to deal with me and my bullshit any longer. I won't pretend that I won't hurt. I care about you. I love you. I never lied about that. But if I, in of myself, hurt you, then I love you too much to keep causing that pain. If you do decide you want to still talk with me, I will tell you anything and everything you want to know. About the pack, about hero stuff, about anything I know anything about. I swear to you, I will never hide anything from you ever again. I will do whatever it takes to show that I hate what I've done, and I will never do it again. All you need to do is tell me what that is. Even so, If you don't want to get back together, even if you want to talk about the truth, I'll accept that as well. If you just want answers, then nothing else from me, I won't say that's okay with me. But you have every right to kick me to the curb. I won't stop you. I don't know if that made any sense, but the bottom line is that if you want me out of your life, then I accept that. Before you make any decisions, though, please let me do one last thing for you. It doesn't matter if I wanted to keep you safe. Your safety is not worth hurting you to me. So with this letter, and the ring inside of it, I do what I should have done a long time ago. I give up control. The werewolves of the pack are vulnerable to silver. The ring is solid silver. With your powers and smarts, you can face any of them. You could even use it on me, if you think I have it coming. Your safety, your autonomy, your life is in your hands now. If you decide you still want to talk with me, you know where to find me. Say the word and I'll make time to talk anytime. If I need to leave campus after I tell Coach Oleander about what I am, you know where my mom lives, and I'm sure the rest of the team can help you find me if needed. But given everything I've done, I'm guessing this will be the last time I get to say anything to you. So, I love you, beautiful. Please stay safe out there. Always yours, Joe. And
He's telling the coach?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Joe's out here ruining his life to punish himself. Ah!
Pretty much. Anyway.
And there is one final shot of Joe. Just hand wave how he got into the girls' dorm.
Well, I was gonna say they probably did not let you pass the front desk. So could deliver the letter for you.
Okay.
He's like behind the desk, like,
Yeah.
and the lady's just like looking out, and then she turns and
Joe
then he
is
runs.
brought into custody.
Yeah.
But before
Joe
he,
was arrested for breaking into the girls' dorm room.
Anyway.
but before he hands off the letter, there's one last shot of him sort of putting it into an envelope, and he looks at the ring, and he looks at the inscription he had put inside of the ring. For Rivette. Thank you for being my hero every day.
Oh. Okay.
You can seal that up in the letter and pass it off to the dorm mom, who will go take it and deliver it to Henry. And do you leave right away, or where do you go?
Oh, Joe leaves right away. He just starts walking, I think ostensibly to the base, but he's not going at speed. He's just walking and fighting every nerve in his body to stay.
Okay. So we see a shot of you after handing off the letter, turning around and leaving the dorm and just walking with purpose down the sidewalk. And we get a shot of this letter as it's just being carried up the stairs to Henry's door, and then a hand lifts and knocks on the door. And she pulls it open, looking confused, and then is handed the letter. She nods and closes the door. And did you write anything on the envelope?
To Henry.
Okay. And she just frowns at the writing and flips it over, pulls open the flap and kind of not really carelessly pulling it out, but pulling it out in a way like you wouldn't expect something to be included in it. So
Mhm.
it causes the ring to fall out the side of the letter and bounces with a little tink 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 on the floor. And she looks down and walks over and picks it up, looking a little confused, and then opens the letter and starts to read. And we just watch as the tears slowly slide down her cheeks, and she crumples this letter to her chest.
Oh,
Aw.
poor Henry.
So, end of session questions, shall we?
So looking forward
guess.
to everyone getting back to the base.
Do we have
Roughly
to?
around the same time.
Probably
What?
not.
Do you have to do
Watchdog.
end of session questions, or do you have to go back to the base?
Okay.
Both? We have to do
And-
both?
If you don't want to
Barring-
do end of session questions, we can skip them. That's fine.
Barring any other shenanigans from Charlie, that should be the last heavy scene for Joe. Ugh.
Joke's
Oh.
on you.
Team Sing seems to apologize to Roxy for being mean to her now.
That's not the way he sees it.
Well, she's gonna cry and then he's gonna feel like shit, so.
I have plans for you, mister.
I'm well aware.
We're
Sounds
going
good
to
at
break
all.
you.
I am well aware. I made sure you were well armed against Joe and his emotions.
Charlie's happy that you finally get to enact some of your plans against Sylvie.
Yes.
Right after she starts feeling human. It's fine.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Well, Roxy,
There's more
on
coming.
one hand,
Yeah.
feels great that the Fae thinks she has a soul. On the other hand, doesn't feel like she might actually have a soul. I don't know. I don't know how she's gonna feel. I think she's just gonna be like, all right, well, I'm starting to feel like Joe because we're gonna pack that one away too.
I was listening to that
Everything into tiny
entire
little boxes.
conversation with Joe, and it
Pick a
was like,
box.
oh, this is gonna go great with Sylvie. It's fine.
Good
'Cause she just
news.
did the same
You
thing.
can't sell his soul. It
I will say that Cynthia, since the announcement about the registry, has been thinking a lot about what her parents did to her
already. Yeah,
without her permission.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Autonomy is the word of the day.
Yeah.
Word of the day, kids.
Is-
A is for
is that-
autonomy.
Is that the name of this episode? A is for autonomy?
Yes.
ABCs of the Forgotten Troop. A is for autonomy.
Yes.
It's good enough for me.
F is for
Ugh.
fuck.
Yep. B is for bimbo. We love them.
He's for
C is for
Captain because he's
Charlie.
trying to fight me.
R is for radical acceptance.
S is for scream into the void.
Yes.
V is for
Children's
Void
book
Cat.
coming soon.
F is for fuck. U is for you. C is for Charlie.
Oh my God.
Hey, Charlie, I have
Yes.
a question for you.
Yes.
And I specifically grow away from a different team
Oh.
in light of what they
Oh.
just made, the decision they made her go through.
Ooh.
I don't know. What's
That depends. Do you think this other team would still
Not
have
No, I
influence
meant-
over you?
for the ultimate influence there.
take away their influence forever?
Well,
A
you
little
need to
bit.
get a upgrade for that, but
Oh, true. He technically is an adult, isn't it?
yeah, it's like one of the
Um,
advancements you can take.
yeah.
But you can. I
So is
think
it like-
by Raw?
Are you
can
thinking the
select-
lead huntsman specifically?
Yeah, I was thinking the lead huntsman and the fact that she's kind of realizing that she's more aligned with humans than the hunt.
Ooh.
You're gonna love to hear that.
Yeah, well, she kind of
You know
already
what?
stated it. so-
Sure. I'm down. This will
Come
go
on.
nothing but well for you.
Oh yeah, I fully realize it's gonna go nothing but well, but she already made her statement that she was gonna fight it, so I think she literally said she would shatter her soul rather than let them win at one point. So
Fine, they're just Fae.
NBD.
BD. After we take out the werewolf cult, we'll totally.
Well, now I know what
destroy it
I'm
after
doing
that.
next week.
Escalating the werewolf cult.
I'm just
Apocalypse.
gonna pencil that in for Friday. Shatter a face soul.
yeah,
Make
it's
a
fine.
note here.
Oh, that was
Time
on my
to-
bucket list, to
Yeah.
be honest. So
Time to escalate some timelines. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I
So-
think in the end, with how she stated things, because she did, like, just because they were like, you're fighting a losing battle, and she was like, I'm gonna fight it anyway. I think it's, at least in my opinion, she made her stance pretty clear.
Yeah.
So
I think
Yeah.
by Raw you can choose a non-player character for that. So
Huh? Oh, you
we
can't.
definitely chose non-player
Can, yeah.
characters for
Oh,
that.
you can.
Okay.
I was like, we've done it before.
yeah, but
Like
that
a
was
lot.
for growing closer. But you can also do it with away.
Okay.
Sorry, I went through a loop or a wrench into everything, but
Did you?
It's fine.
I don't know.
It's
We
wrenches all
needed
the way
more
down.
wrenches any fucking way.
It's
Roxy
a
keeps
Jenga tower
breaking
of
those
Wrenches and these
bitches.
Yeah.
pairs, man.
Yeah.
I think I can go next here. I do think Joe grew away from the team, specifically Roxy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right. Roxy no longer has influence over Joe.
Elena also grew away from the team, specifically Sylvie.
Yeah, knew that was
I
coming.
wa- I wasn't really sure what I was gonna pick, and then we had that lovely conversation, and she's
And you're like,
"Mm,
well, it's
Uh,
you.
Sylvie
I
does not currently have influence over Elena, so
Oh, so
Yeah,
nothing
she
happens
didn't.
then.
Oh,
Yeah.
it got removed recently.
mm, I don't think so. Did it?
Yeah, Sylvie didn't have it.
We
Sylvie
must
gained
have
it at
lost
one
it at some
point,
point.
and then
Well,
lost it
I don't
again.
remember when I lost it, but I know I lost it.
Yeah, it
Huh.
was recently.
I will flip. Was it through gameplay stuff?
It might have been through.
'Cause
It might have been after Sylvie killed someone.
that would bother
Yeah, I
me.
think you did take her influence away then.
I don't remember though.
I don't remember
Sylvie
either.
had done. I know it was because of something that happened recently, but anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Cool.
I can go next. Kind of torn right now. So first things first, I'm going to use my team moves because I shared a vulnerability with Joe. So he's going to get potential, or not potential, influence, and hold 2 as if they were team that you can use on a roll.
You're probably gonna write that down because I believe that just sticks around until you use it.
Yes, it is. Oh, is that for me to hold or for you to hold?
I believe it's for you.
Give them influence and hold 2. Oh yeah, okay, it is for me. Yep. So I hold 2.
And I already had influence, so
So change my labels because promptly after that, I'm taking your fucking influence away because I grew further away from you.
everything's falling apart.
I grew closer to
Well,
Echo a lot.
that would have
Back through
happened
my notes.
in gameplay.
But I've also felt like I grew closer to Echo, but like also like
Mm-hmm.
It was
Well,
kind
okay.
of a brief interaction,
Buddy.
so I think that she grew further away from Joe than she did closer to Cynthia, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
Okay.
It's like when he walked out and freaked out, she was like,
So
your maturity level.
with that
It's
vulnerability,
flooring
since
me,
it
bruh.
would have been done during
Mm-hmm.
gameplay, and Joe already had influence over you, getting
So he would
influence
have
again,
shifted my
he would
labels
shift
then.
your labels. So how would Joe shift Roxy's labels?
It was
Yeah.
before
Fun.
he was mad at her.
Yep.
Before mad.
Before mad.
And then
Werewolf don't remember before mad.
now that influence is being removed.
We'll say before he got mad.
Eddie.
Yeah, superior down, mundane up.
Unfortunate for me.
Condition for y'all.
Yeah, my superior is about as low as it can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
So
have
instead
any
of-
conditions marked?
I have so many fucking conditions marked. I've got
Same.
afraid and insecure. Wait, no, I got rid of insecure last time. My bad.
So afraid?
I just have afraid. So I did something reckless. That's what we decided at then.
We'll go with hopeless because of the current clone dilemma.
I sure fucking do feel hopeless. I might not even have a soul for Sylvie to sell.
Oh my God.
She could have sold the other Roxy soul. Which is concerning in itself.
Okay.
Daddy, I
Thanks.
need you to get off of my game sheet.
Captain's like,
That br-
"Ah!"
That brings
But
us to
me
Cynthia.
time.
So yeah, Joe and then
One
Lizzie.
sec. I can't see the.
Adjust the cat.
Adjust the cat.
No such thing as
I'm
adjusting
just
the
get
cat.
my sheet. No,
How do you
okay,
adjust a
hi.
Oh, well, you're gone. Into the void.
Eh,
White cat.
goodbye.
Kidnapped you into the void.
Yep.
I found it very entertaining when he was just going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He
always
does
so
that
cute.
like all the time. I love it. He also is just he'll walk up here and flap over on my arms.
He's
Okay.
obsessed with you. It's very cute.
He's very adorable.
He is very
Right.
adorable.
Hmm. Okay, Cynthia doesn't know about the soul thing yet because
No,
that would make
not
this
yet.
easy.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But it's not
Um,
easy because nothing we do is ever easy.
Nothing we do
No.
is ever easy.
I'm here to
I
cause all
think-
the problems.
We're going to have Cynthia grow into her image of herself.
Mhm.
And listening to all that, she was kind of like, yeah, I don't really. She doesn't really understand a lot of Joe's things he has going on. She's very much if it sucks, hit the bricks about things. So I think we're going to go mundane down, freak up. She's like,
Okay.
I'm not like
I don't understand normal people
y'all.
drama.
You're too normal, Joe. Get the fuck out. You don't want to eat ice cream and cry over the 50s movies, which is very limited amounts of
The
movies.
Wizard of Oz.
Roxy. What kind of fucker doesn't want to do that? Oh, well, Echo doesn't also want to cry with ice cream, but
I believe Singing in the Rain was out at this point, which is a fantastic film.
yeah. And he thought she was joking.
I
She was
know.
totally fucking serious. She'd buy him ice cream and watch sad movies with him if he wanted.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
Joe.
that's off the fucking table. He doesn't understand women at all. That's the problem with you, Joe.
Oh, Roxy. If only it were so simple as to spell out Joe's problems to him.
Oh, that's why he's mad. Truth does hurt, though.
And that's why I just
It's-
want to like shove some critical thinking skills into his skull.
I know. Well, you see what the problem is that she busted his fragile little ego while she was trying to cram those critical thinking skills in there. Like, she was like, look, you can't take people's autonomy away and expect them not to be mad. And you can't force them to feel how you want them to feel. Like, some people might leave you and you just have to live with it. Sorry. I'll buy you ice cream and watch sad movies with you, though, and not leave you.
Oh.
And he's like, how dare you tell me the truth? Rah!
Was not the truth that caused the damage.
What was the ice cream? It was ice cream or truth. Those
I'm not going to tell you until you ask Joe.
Anyway,
I think he thinks he's on his lunar cycle.
put a pin in this drama for the moment.
Yeah.
Ugh, God, I wish we could play for another like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I need this like escape from reality. Life is just hard.
But
I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep, so I don't.
I do also want to
Damn.
sleep because I also did not sleep very
Please
well last
also
night.
sleep.
It
Yeah.
is almost midnight.
um,
Mhm.
but
I'm gonna drink more caffeine and then sleep
yes,
because I have
love it.
ADHD.
things go together.
I'm too.
Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Be sure to come back here next week for more drama and more chaos, and maybe we'll begin to start rebuilding some relationships,
Maybe
Or
some closure.
they'll break completely.
or
I was
we'll
about
just
to say, I
shatter
don't think-
everything.
Or
We'll see if
So-
Sylvie is still a member of the team next week.
on the bright side, I think that Senior Supersonic has a solid chance with Henry.
I don't know. I think she might still be a little
Yeah.
upset.
I feel like Senior Supersonic would never lie to her, so.
We know nothing
And he
about
could
this
make
man.
her metal go really, really fast.
Odd.
His reaction to whenever I say something that's like, this couldn't do it, but I don't know what you're saying right now.
I'm a little proud of myself for improving that spam mail thing because I feel like that's going to come up in the future.
We'll see you here next week.
Yeah.
Enjoy your week. Get some sleep. Hopefully it's better than some of the stuff we're dealing with.
Yep.
Until then, bye bye.
Radical
Bye.
acceptance, yo.
Bye.